Hello. Dude, is it called the Blackwell Market now? That's fucking cool. Instead of the Momo Market. I like that. I like. Very good. I like very good, very nice. Alright, let's quickly go in the room and put that stuff that was in my pockets in there because I will forget. What happened to my music? My music, my life, my heart, my soul, my music, my everything. I give my all. That me, Liam, and Andrew used to watch that movie, The Transporter, every single day. Nocturnal. My music. Music? Is it just called music? Music. Oh, dude. Absolute fucking killer. I give my all, my wife, my daughter, my love, my dream, my mother, my father, my brother, my team, my camp, my squad, my house, my car, my boat, my shoes, my pants, my shirt, my coat, my sugar, my cream, my butter, my toast, my all, my queen, my folks. Walk like 6 strings, talk like she's my everything, my baby. Loves me, hates me, leaves me, runs right back, that sexy lady. I honestly haven't heard this in so long. My baby. Oh, dude. Fuck, dude. People watching the VOD of this that don't have the music in the background is hilarious, by the way. Absolutely hilarious. Oh, dude. She hates, she laughs, she cries. Alright. Shut up. Why isn't none of this working? I can't get any of the fucking shit to play. Good God. I mean, basically the same song. Basically the same song. And I'm back, I'm useless. Not for long, the future is coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now time for me is nothing cause I'm counting no age. No, I couldn't be there. No, you shouldn't be scared. I'm good at repairs and I'm under each snare. Intangible. Bet you didn't think so, I commend you to. Panoramic view. Look, I'll make it all manageable. Pick and choose, sit and lose. All your different crews, chicks and dudes. Dude, imagine if I was hot micing right now. Imagine hot micing, you know. The gorillas. I'll just probably get away with it, to be honest. Just say it was poetry. Yeah, I've just got some poetry. Evening. Priceless to you because I put you on the hype list. You know, it's just like, it's so much harder to do in the posh accent. VOD watchers are losing their minds. My next door neighbours are like, why did he just suddenly get loud? I'll be attending the Montana market today. Perhaps I'll see you there. Fuck. Yeah, no, I didn't. I watched the end of the movie Roadhouse and ate some chicken and set up my fridge and just did so much tidying up. It was unbelievable. The essence, the basics. So hard to do in a posh accent. Rhythm, you have it or you don't. That's a fallacy. I mean, every sprouting tree, every child of peace. Fuck, I didn't even know the words that part. I see demise, corruption in the skies. Enterprise, now I'm sucked into your lies. Through Russell, not his muscles, but percussion he provides. For me as a guide. You can see me now because you don't see with your eye. You perceive with your mind. It's so hard to do. It's so much more difficult. Wow, it's so much more difficult than I thought it would be. The rap in Lucien's voice, God. Can't wait to play Levi again. He'll smash this shit. And it's all in your head. Roadhouse review. Honestly, not really that good. But like, if you just want to turn your brain off and watch a bunch of guys beat the fuck out of each other, great movie. Jake Gyllenhaal looks unbelievable in it. Like, I can't believe his body isn't CGI in that movie. I almost think it might be. Like, he's always good at getting in shape because he's been in a few good movies like that, but fuck, dude. Crazy shit. Alright, let's clock on for a little bit of wild RP. Yeah, boys, what do you say, boys?
Mr. McPickle. A lot of the job is going to be talking. You'll have to talk down people from all sorts of situations that you might not have even remotely passed by in the past. Do you think you're ready for that?
I feel like I can talk probably a little bit too much than I should. But I believe with the correct training and the correct guidance, I'll be able to thrive, hopefully, in any kind of situation that I find myself in. Negotiation, or even just speaking to, the local bartenders or the local folk here.
Okay. Can I borrow one of your old deputies over there, if you don't mind, for just a second here?
Certainly.
Hello. Because I don't know what the fuck is going
Howdy.
It's good to see you. Would you like to pose a theoretical here to the cadet, something from your everyday duties, deputy, that might, that has happened to you?
What's some weird shit that's happened to Lucien that I can pose as theoreticals?
There's a lot of those. Let me think for just a moment.
For these guys, because I always think about this. I'm like, what is some weird stuff that's happened to Lucien?
Okay, I have one. Yep. So hypothetically, you are speaking to a resident of whatever town you're in about a situation that was pertinent to them. Let's say they got robbed and you were taking a statement. In the middle of questioning, you see a nefarious individual who's not really like a high priority criminal, but someone that's done petty crimes, maybe like theft of something under the amount of $100. So you're mid statement when you see this person. What would you continue on with the statement, or would you pursue after the criminal?
I believe in that situation, if a crime's already been committed and I'm speaking to the person that was committed against, I would continue my question. However, I would probably move to a safer location, given that this person's probably already shook up. They've been robbed. They might be scared. Maybe move to the sheriff's office, send a telegram to the rest of the deputies that are on duty, say this person's in town. They're not too violent. They're not too terribly wanted, I suppose, if that was the correct way that you said it. So yep. I would continue my line of questioning. I would try and make them, feel as comfortable as possible. I wouldn't make light of another criminal being in town. I would just make it very clear to the rest of the deputies on the tip line that their criminal is in town. Well, I will continue my statement.
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of like a priorities of work question. If you can't get to him right away, it's, in my opinion, taking the statement from someone who's been shooken up is a little bit more important, especially if the person at hand, the criminal, is not extremely wanted. You could always catch them another day, but like you were saying, that's a good answer to go telegram and let other deputies know while keeping the victim of the previous crime in a safe kind of environment while you take their statement.
I appreciate it. Now, if they were charging down the street with a dynamite above their head, that would be a little bit different.
I guess in that kind of situation, if it's not life, limb, or eyesight, then
prioritization is quite important in this field of work, and you'll have to juggle a lot of things all at once. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it depends on how you think about it. If you do it, then somebody else won't have to do it. Sometimes the person that won't have to do it might not even be a deputy. So if you frame things the correct way, I guess the burden of the responsibility of safety falls on you. And if you're ready to take that burden, we can get you sorted out with that. Now, the answers you've given so far seem I'm quite content with. So if you would wish to proceed to the next step of your training, then go ahead and say that you do, and we can get you sorted. I'll just have to sort through your paperwork first.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Wonderful. You can consider yourself officially a cadet of the Saints Crossing Sheriff's Department. Your training will begin starting today if you are able to be around. There's more than a couple of deputies, I'm sure. We'll get your paperwork sorted. There's a couple of things that we have to touch upon. First and foremost, while you're working as a cadet of the department, there's things that are going to be discussed that you're going to be hearing among your peers, among your colleagues in the within the sheriff's department, outside of the sheriff's department. Those things that are related to work in general are not to be discussed with anybody outside of the department. That includes your wife, that includes your children if you got any, that includes your best friend, that includes your dog, your cat, your cow, whatever, even your horse. Well, I mean, technically not your horse, because that's your partner in crime, but
I mean,
you get the point
surely
that I'm
he'll be
trying to
along the way, right? Yeah,
yeah, he'll hear it.
he'll be there, right? Yeah.
Aside from that, there's a couple of rules of engagement as a cadet that you're going to have to follow. As a new cadet, any situation that involves potential danger, you're going to have to disengage. That means if shots start
Silas
ringing
is
out,
dead.
you are to remove yourself from the area that you're in. If it's a town, you need to skip town, head over to another town. Sometimes it might not even be a wise decision to go to the nearest next one, but the next one, but the next one.
Shaz, thank you
send
for
a
the
telegram to law,
resub there. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned it.
informing
I was kind
that
of like
there's an
overwhelmed
active
with stuff
gunfight,
going on.
so on and so
around me.
forth. Now, as you progress, once you get your checklist and your training done as a senior cadet, you'll be able to participate more, but that's a topic for another day. You are able to defend yourself. However, you need to be very, very mindful of situations that are starting as self-defense and then eventually become vigilantism, because you are still a civilian at this point in time. And you will be charged accordingly if you do commit vigilantism. In terms of self-defense, you are, if you directly take fire, you are able to return fire just enough for you to remove yourself from the situation. There's not going to be any chasing. There's not going to be any going after them. There's not going to be any of that. The only time that you will be able to, I guess, move forward would be if for whatever reason you have hurt that person and there's nobody else there to tend to them, medically speaking.
Okay, cool.
But rule of thumb, if you're under fire and you cannot leave, you can return fire just enough for you to leave. Does that make sense?
Yeah, understood.
Do you have any questions in regard to the two things I just mentioned?
I don't believe so. I'm still
Wonderful.
a civilian. Shots are fired. I get the fuck out of there.
That's right. And any kind of casework, work related, it might, to you, it might sound really small, but it's best if you just don't talk about it with any civilians. Definitely not criminals, but in general, just keep it within your circle of colleagues.
Yeah, I understand that.
Wonderful. All right, I'm just going to do your paperwork here. You are free to walk around. You can leave if you wish, but I'm probably going to be taking both of you out for training if you want in a little bit here. We can take it from there. if you don't mind, please go ahead and get yourselves a lasso, some apples, whatever kind of horse feed you prefer. Are you equipped? Do you have any type of rifle ammo and whatnot?
I
That
don't
goes for
tend
the
to
both.
carry a rifle. I just usually carry sidearm, yeah. But I should have everything else, yeah.
Actually,
You got ammo for your handgun?
I could use
I
a
do.
medical bag. I do gotta go grab that.
Here.
Okay. Yeah. If you need any supplies, now would be the time to go outside and go get them. I'm just gonna again sort through your paperwork,
Mhm.
and then we'll meet back here in, let's say, 5 minutes. Make that 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Yeah, I was going to get myself something to eat, maybe a drink anyway. I appreciate it.
All right. Let me get the door for you.
Might as well take this opportunity to get a good do in me.
Thank you.
Go right ahead.
I figure I might as well stick around and hang out with these cadets for a bit. Good excuse to hang out with Schaefer. I love Schaefer.
What were those two's names?
McPickle and Davenport.
William
Got it.
Davenport?
No, that's his brother. I believe.
Oh, okay.
Shit. God damn it! I forgot his name.
Just, I guess Davenport's fine for now.
Yeah.
Did you have to do 2 interviews at the same time? Or was
No,
Davenport already a
he-
cadet?
Yeah, Davenport's already a cadet.
The office today. Busy office.
At a sheriff, how you doing?
Oh, you know. I'm going to go put in a reminder that I will need 6 deputies in a little over an hour at the office, and then I might take a break until then.
I'm 1 hour early.
What's happening in an hour?
Gun auction.
Oh, blimey.
We're supposed to meet here before going to the circus grounds in New Austin.
Right. I suppose I'll stick around. Are you taking these cadets out, Schaefer? I can sort of just support you on that if you want.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'll be taking him out in a bit. I just need to do fucking paperwork.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just loiter around and come with you then.
All right.
Garrett. That's his name.
That's right. Yep.
Depending on what you had planned for them, I'm trying to get my FTO certification, so if I could tag along, I'd only be around for like an hour or so until I have to come back here before the gun auction. But I don't know how far you were planning on taking them out.
I was just gonna do some pursuit training for him. Yeah, you're more than welcome to join if you wish.
Yeah, I just need to watch over one. I did one on my own, but it it was pretty lackluster. So forgot to include a rally point if everyone got separated. Our criminal was too damn good.
What's required on pursuit training? All I need is a cadet thing, right? Why does it tell you that? In here somewhere, in it. Maybe you can't access it until you're an FTO. Is it just that they need to all out? Is that all they need to do? I can't remember.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs done before we finish here. I don't think there is. So, I will return in about half hour, 45 minutes. I expect anybody that wants to do security for the gun auction to meet me here no later than 4:30. We are going to be going to New Austin for this.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Hello?
What on earth does that mean?
Is that your response? Yippee-ki-yay?
Huh?
Is that
What does
Spanish?
that even mean?
No.
What is that?
No, it's just like a
It's Latin, is it?
way of saying, no, not even close. It's just a kind of way of saying yes in a very excited way.
Right. I don't know if it would sound
Kinda
that
like,
good in my accent.
Kind of like yeehaw.
Oh, right.
Kind of this. It's basically the same thing as yeehaw.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely won't. Like me saying howdy, I'd sound like an idiot, I think. Doesn't work.
Why don't you try it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just do a little
yippee-ki-yay.
yippee-ki-yay.
No,
yeah,
no,
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 it's
no,
awful,
not the
isn't it?
yippee-ki-yay. Just stick to the howdy.
Oh, howdy. Yeah, it just doesn't sound right.
You know, you gotta put your chest into it, Lord.
How do you do? There you go, look at that. That's just how it
Howdy.
came out.
Get
Look at that.
some cigars. That's just...
We'll never see him again. Father went out to get some cigars and never came back.
I was going to say story of my life, but I have a very loving relationship with my parents, thankfully.
Right.
So,
I suppose we can just sort of start that rumor, though. You had a tragic upbringing. I don't know to what end.
I don't even know if I could lie about it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably not worth lying about.
No.
Well, congratulations on your wonderful upbringing. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay, that's right. It's okay. Whenever we first moved to the United States, well, I don't even know. So I'm Canadian by birth, but I've lived here most of my life.
Right.
So I kind of like got used to how everything, or like how American. Well, I'm American now, but the words, the phrases, it helps too that we sound like Americans or Canadians do for the most part, except people from Quebec. They're ugh.
Really, I don't really know the Canadian provinces and such. Quebec
Quebec's
sounds
not
very
important.
French.
It is. Ugh. They're fake French.
Right.
They try too hard. They get pissed whenever you try to speak French, and they get pissed whenever you speak English. There's no perfect in between.
Yeah, I suppose that's what happens when you're sort of half from there and half sort of from somewhere else, but also sort of actually from there, but also sort of culturally from somewhere else. I don't know. I suppose it's very messy.
They just have a constant identity crisis, so they feel the need to take it out on other people.
What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Quebec. French people. Well, fake French people. They don't know if they're French or Canadian.
They're French Canadian.
Like, they get mad if you speak English, and then they get mad if you try to speak French. Because if you try to speak French, you're not going to pronounce it correctly. But then if you speak English, they get offended at the fact that you're not trying to speak French. So it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So I just
You're supposed
ended up not
to-
talking.
To focus on training these cadets outside. That's what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
Deputy.
Are they still out?
I really hope they're outside.
Go take a look.
They are.
Afternoon, cadets.
Howdy, howdy.
Just to introduce myself, I'm Deputy Lorde with an E on the end.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Garrett Davenport.
Charlie McPickle.
Charlie McPickle
Mm-hmm.
and Davenport. All right, a pleasure. You don't need to salute, by the way. This is the military.
It just feels right.
All right. All right. Well, I guess I'll take that then.
Deputy Ethan Jones. I know your brother, Davenport.
William.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Little shit, like he's always been. But I know him a little bit differently.
That's true. I worked with him for a while.
You were a ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tells me some of the tales of being a ranger, and it doesn't sound as nice as I thought it would be. It seems to be quite harrowing.
Most jobs are
I'm
like
gonna
that.
have to take another minute. So if you two could explain to the cadets here the radin formations that we have in the department, I'll be back in probably two minutes tops.
Okay.
Yeah. Any sort of guesses? You want to hazard a guess at any of the formations that we might use?
I assume
To
one
ride
would
it,
be single
right.
file.
Yep.
Yeah, single file.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm lying. I have read the handbook quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Wait, I've not had a chance to. I'm fresh out of my interview.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll be given a handbook at some point from the state.
Yeah.
It'll go for
I'm sure.
everything, including formations and such. But you're sort of brand new. You can't really get it wrong. I was just curious to see what you might want to hazard a guess. So go for it. Hazard a guess as to what formations we might be in.
So single file, square file,
Yeah.
triangle file.
Yeah. I feel like you're just gonna go for all the shapes.
Polygons, yep.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A triangle file could be
I'm not-
considered
I'm
a
not- I've tried.
1-2.
Yeah,
One-
I
yeah.
suppose there is
So-
sort of. Yeah, we don't really label them as shapes, I suppose, but yeah, I wouldn't call it triangle file. Well, there are sort
One
of
up front,
three.
two at the back.
Yeah, there are sort of three main formations that we tend to use: single file, a stagger, which is a sort of it's quite similar to a single file, but it's a sort of a zigzag pattern, so that you're
Oh, I see what you. I get it.
yeah, sort of backwards. It sort of helps in a few different situations. One of them being that when there's suddenly a snake next to your horse, you don't just sort of end up colliding with one of the deputies next to you.
That's very clever. I like.
Yeah, and then the most sort of common formation when there's a group of 6 of us would be a sort of a 1-2-2-1 formation, and then you can sort of approach that depending on how many are in the group by sort of numbering it off that way, usually with at least one in the lead. And if there's only 2 of you, you really don't need a formation, right? But anything above that, you can kind of go for your triangle pattern, which would be a 1-2. So that'll be whoever is in the lead and whoever is leading the patrol will call out varying formations as we are progressing about. So if you're about to head into a sort of across a thin narrow bridge or into a little ravine or something, you might want to call out single file or staggered, so that it's we're not going in as a clump and riding into one another. But generally on sort of open areas and plains and stuff we sort of go 1-2-2-1 or variations of that. If that
Just
makes
varies
sense.
based on the terrain, really.
I'm sure it will make sense eventually.
Yeah. Well, you'll
It definitely will when you see it, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see it in practice, but I would imagine that you'll be eventually you will have to lead a patrol, so it's good to sort of have an idea of that.
Can I call it triangle file?
You can
No.
try, but I think
Nobody would really know. Well, I mean, they would, but like,
yeah, I suppose you could. I think during your training process, you might end up with a frowning undersheriff looking at you from the under the brow of his dark leather hat.
Yeah,
Once-
I'm sure that's going to happen at least once,
when you see
twice.
it, when you see it applied in like actual scenarios, then it's easier to pick up that way. It's harder to explain than it is
No, I
just to
agree.
do
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Is there
just
some
being-
type of confusion with the formations, or?
No, I just wanted to call the 1-2 file the triangle file. I thought that made more sense.
Now, why do you reckon we use specific call-outs in the department, Cadet, that are
Because it's tactical.
very specific for everybody? No, it's that's not it.
Makes,
lot of-
makes it easier
um,
for call outs.
Yeah, everybody
Everybody
uses
knows the same
one.
one.
Yeah.
That's correct. A lot of the job is split-second decisions, split-second call-outs, and if we call it a triangle formation, for example, which that exists, by the way, it is a different formation. It is not often used, but I'm sure you can imagine how a triangle formation would look like. If you can't, then maybe we need to go back inside and reconduct your interview. But aside from that, you're going to have to do things on a whim. And if they're not specifically taught to you and specifically taught to me and the deputies and whoever else, then that causes confusion. And confusion is the number one reason as to why deputies get hurt on the job. This can range from eating shit with your horse to getting shot dead in a shootout.
I have literally never heard of a triangle formation in all this time, so I feel like if somebody called out triangle formation, I'd be confused. Although there was one time that we tried a 3-3 formation and it was a disaster, so I think sticking with the traditional formations is really the best course forward.
Yeah, you can't really fit on the road with 3-3.
Yeah, and it was in Roanoke as well, so it was a nightmare.
Oh my god.
A nice place.
Yeah, a bloody nice place, as long as you haven't got sort of deputies riding into trees everywhere.
Well, we're going to teach you both today that you're not going to be, how to not be riding into trees, rather. How good are you both at riding? Do you reckon you can not navigate, but could you keep up with, let's say, a wagon? Perhaps somebody running away from you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I could. I'm pretty good with my horse, yeah. I'm not the greatest. I definitely will fall sometimes, and I will apologize in advance for that. But I can definitely hold myself well.
About yourself, Pickle.
I feel like I can ride a horse without hitting a tree. Yeah.
Can you keep up with somebody without hitting a tree?
I can certainly try.
All right. You both got lassos, right?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Let's get you outside to the Great Plains and show you what a lot of the job is going to be like. So you'll come to find that when you're about to ride out, what's usually going to happen is the person in charge or the person who's leading the patrol, that can be you, that can be another senior deputy, that can be an undersheriff, that can be a sheriff, might call upon a formation. So if I say right now, for example, 1-2-2, that would mean you'd have to fall behind me and form up as a 1-2-2. Now let's see you both try and fall in behind me in a 1-2-2 formation. Wonderful. There's certain call-outs again that we use for picking up speed and whatnot. We've got trot, which is obviously trotting. You know, your horse is basically walking. Then you're gonna have your canter, which is the just a notch below a gallop, and then you've got galloping. Folks sometimes use the term picking it up in order to get the galloping call out, but in general, you just want to remember those three things. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're gonna move out. We're gonna head to the Great Plains for riding training, horse pursuit training, rather. When you're riding around, you're gonna have again directional callouts. That can be left, that can be right, dead ahead sometimes. As long as it gets the message conveyed and prevents a deputy from getting hurt, it's pretty good. If you're unsure of how to call something out and in the heat of the moment you have to do it, try and keep it as short and concise as possible. What we'll also do during formations is if I, for example, say heading left, then the people behind me are going to repeat that so that the people further behind me and them are going to be able to hear it as well. So if I say heading left right now, what are y'all going to say?
Heading left.
Heading left.
Heading left, herd.
There we go. last person can sometimes say heard. Other times you don't have to say much. It's entirely personal preference. It doesn't really matter. It's good to say it though. It's good practice, especially as a cadet. Shows that you're attentive and paying attention. We'll call out riders ahead of us. We'll call out civilians that might be walking in front of us. We'll in general call out any type of situation that might cause slight discomfort.
Like
So what
wagons
we're gonna
and stuff
do
as
right
well,
now-
right?
Yep, exactly. It's good to call out the direction as well. Let's have Davenport. You go ahead. Do you know how to send in the tip?
I do.
Wonderful. So go ahead and send in the tip that we're gonna be doing pursuit training in the Great Plains.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Shaper.
How you doing, Lynn? Good to see you.
Yeah, doing alright, thank you. How about you?
Not so
And
bad.
that's
You sound like you
sending
just woke up after
Sending a
10
tip
years
is
of
pretty
sleeping.
easy too.
But yeah, it was like 6 hours of sleep, and I was kidnapped at like 4 a.m. and then stuck awake until about 6. So
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry to hear that. You okay?
I'm not planning on being awake for long now. Yeah. She took me fucking canoeing.
Wait,
Anyway.
what? Who did?
Ruined my nest. Took me from here and brought me out towards Bacchus, the canoe.
Jesus Christ. No.
Yeah. Anyway, y'all stay safe. See you around.
Yeah, likewise. Who the fuck kidnaps an undersheriff to take them canoeing?
Yeah, I mean,
Yep. Sounds good.
some of these people are bizarre in their criminal activity, I suppose. Sounds like a dreadful waste of time to me.
Yeah, well, you'd think they know that they don't have a lot of time
Tips
run
in.
around the way that they do.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, let's head to the Great Plains.
Oh, you said the Great Plains. I said the Heartlands. Oops.
Once you,
Well, now's the time for you to go correct it.
I will go correct that.
yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
All right, mistake rectified.
Wonderful. Going right.
Now we're going right.
Getting right.
All right.
I pick it up to canter here.
Up to a canter.
Picking
Picking
it
it
up.
up to a canter.
The secret to riding safely is keeping a healthy amount of distance, but not too much, just enough so that you can react. Going right.
Going right.
Keeping right.
And that is especially
Right.
important when you're chasing somebody. The faster the horse goes, the less time you're gonna have to react. So I want y'all to picture a line extending from the very tip of your horse's nose that further goes out the faster that horse goes, right?
Driving
We'll
lesson.
get to that concept in a second. We're gonna stop right here.
Stopping.
This tree is gonna be used as a meeting point. If at any point you lose everybody and you don't know where we are, we're gonna regroup back here.
he always has a cigar going. What a fucking beast.
Okay. Pursuit training. Quite a basic concept on a surface level, but the more you see it and the more you explore it, the more you understand that it is a vital part of our job that can get quite complex. It's something that you're going to be doing whether you like it or not, and it's not necessarily restricted to just horse pursuit. You might get on a boat pursuit, you might get on a wagon pursuit, you might get on a foot pursuit. Most horse pursuits are going to end in a foot pursuit. For the purpose of this training, we're going to be sticking to just horse and foot pursuit briefly. Now, during horse pursuits, much like we do with the formations that we explained before, we try and keep a loose formation. Sometimes it's not very easy to do, and that's fine. But the concepts remain the same. You're going to have to do call-outs, sometimes cardinal. If you can't do cardinal, that's fine. Use your position and make those call-outs relative to your position. If you are making call-outs for somebody else, so if you're second, for example, right, and you're making a call-out for the person in front of you who cannot see who you're after, use directions relative to them. Does that make sense?
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. If at any point you don't understand something I'm saying, please stop me and ask me. It's better that you do it once and thoroughly and properly than you feeling confused, right? At the end of the day, you're not here to just pass a checklist. We're here to properly train you so you don't feel lost while you're out in the field. Now, while, again, you're conducting your duties, you're going to end up in situations where you have to chase somebody. 9 times out of 10, those situations will end in them disembarking from their horse and running away. And the percentage of them shooting, it really just depends on who you're dealing with. But we'll get to that. During horse pursuits, it is important to keep your distance from your fellow deputies and your wanted criminals, right? So you don't want to be right up on their ass. A lot of folks think that while you're doing that, you're keeping up with them. That's not necessarily true. As long as you can maintain eyesight, as long as you can see them and your horse remains untired in comparison to theirs, you're gonna have an easier time. So essentially it is I guess, for the lack of a better term, a marathon to see whose horse gets tired first. Now, as a deputy, you do have the right to shoot somebody's horse down. That does not mean that having that right, that does not mean that you should be exercising it every time you run into a situation where somebody runs off. By law, as soon as your horse gets tired, or the chase has been drawn out for too long, you can shoot down their horse. And that is done by giving them a verbal warning multiple times, right? Something along the lines of, if you don't stop the horse, I'm going to have to shoot it. You say that 3, 4, 5 times, however many times it takes for them to fully comprehend and make sure they're listening to you. Fully comprehend that you're about to shoot their horse. Once that is done and over with, then you are going to withdraw your firearm if you don't already have your firearm out. And you're going to warn them that the next shot that you're going to be firing is going to be a warning shot. After the warning shot, you're going to be shooting their horse. Make sure you clarify that you are shooting their horse. You are not to open fire until you're 100% sure that that is the horse that you're going to be shooting at. Howdy, y'all.
Another cadet. I am an FTO, but I've got to get going for something else. If you don't mind me dropping him off with you.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it. It's Ivory. He needs everything checked off again. I've done a few things for him, but he needs his pursuits, lasso, banks, things like that again.
Wonderful. Okay. Howdy,
Appreciate
Cadet
it.
Ivory. Nice to meet you.
There is also Cadet Del Fowler. I'm gonna see if I can get him to come out this way if you don't mind as well.
No, I don't. I'll take
Okay,
them all,
perfect.
no problem.
I'll see if I can get him to use. Enjoy. I'll see you around.
Yeah, stay safe. All right, cadets, would you like to catch up Cadet Ivory here on what we just spoke about in your own words, whatever you've understood?
Yeah, so we were discussing about essentially when you're pursuing a criminal, I believe you call them, you want to make it
Absolutely destroyed him.
evidently clear, and you want to make sure that they can hear you. If you're going to get to a point where you've been chasing them to a stage where you're going to be, I suppose, shooting the horse down from beneath them. You need to make
Yeah,
it very clear.
He said that most things, it's good. Most horse pursuits will always end in a foot chase, and then it's dependent on who you're chasing whether or not they're going to shoot. But by law, we are allowed to, if our horse gets tired or if the pursuit has been quite a bit, we are legally allowed to shoot the horse down as long as we have said however many times it needs to be said to them. If you continue, we are going to shoot your horse down. And then when you pull your weapon out, you are to shoot a shot and say that the next shot is going to be a warning shot. And then after that, as long as they've heard you and you've made sure that they hear you, you are to shoot the horse down in that case.
But you have to clarify and make sure that they're aware that the warning shot is a warning shot. And I don't know if y'all are aware of how to do it, so it is very heavily advised that you point your weapon like this.
Fire it in
You
the
just
air,
kinda fire you aim your weapon and you kind of raise your arm up like you would if you are trying to get frisked, I guess is the best way to explain it. To kind of
Warning shot
make sure
directly to
you
Levi's shoulder.
understand it. The fact that we are by law allowed to shoot their horses does not mean that that is the best course to take every single time. And I'm of the opinion that it is better for you to train yourself up to become a better rider to where you won't have to shoot somebody's horse.
Yeah, pacing and stuff.
Because exactly, ultimately you ain't gonna. Excuse me. Ultimately, it ain't the horse's fault that the rider is an asshole. So we ain't gotta put it down for no reason. If you can avoid that, that is the advice that I give to everybody. Just use it as a very, very final and last resort. Sometimes, if their crimes are not even that serious, it's okay to entirely avoid it. But by the book, once your horse gets tired, you are allowed to start verbal communication that you're going to be shooting their horse down. That is a minimum of 3 warnings that you will give before proceeding to give a warning shot. Again, you got to clarify that it is a warning shot, and then the next shot is going to be at their horse. Everything makes sense so far?
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
I understand.
Wonderful. And just to briefly bring you up to speed with what we touched upon before you arrived is a lot of the job is going to be horse pursuits, foot pursuits, so on and so forth. We use the same call-outs that we use in riding formations. We're going to use cardinal directions if we can. If you cannot, left, right, front, center, whatever is just fine. Keep it short, keep it concise. Make sure you repeat yourself and you repeat the call-outs much like you would in a normal formation. Now, before we start, what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to get on your horses real quick, and I'm going to show you a little thing I like to use when it comes to open ground that has helped me personally with keeping up with folks. So just line up single file behind me, the cadets ahead, and just keep it at a trot. While you're chasing somebody, I want you to imagine that depending on the horse's speed, again, can you hear me back there, Ivory?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Depending on how fast the horse is going, you will have think of it as an invisible line that extends, right? The faster it goes, the further ahead that line extends. Now, if I turn right, I want y'all to picture that line and try and intercept it instead of directly following behind. The trick is to try and make your horse cover less ground than what their horse is covering. And once you get the advantage, once your horse is not tired in comparison to theirs, you ain't gonna have to shoot nobody's horse ever in your tenure in the department. I know it's a little bit difficult to get it down, but once we start actually chasing each other around, it'll register a little bit better. But does it make sense so far?
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
sir.
it does.
Right, so if I'm turning left, where would you go? Ivory, for example. You don't want to follow directly behind me. Yeah, exactly. You want to cut me off. That's the simplest way to describe it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Almost like paralleling it to a point.
Exactly, yes. And obviously, it is less ahead if the horse
It's
is
like we're
going
doing
slow,
equestrian.
and further ahead if the horse is going fast. That'll come with time. You don't need to perfect it. This is not in the actual official training. This is just a tip that I've used to help me. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have you three alongside one deputy who, if you'd like to volunteer, one of you, that is going to be riding with you. The deputy is just going to be keeping an eye on you. They're not going to correct you. They're not going to help you. You're going to be chasing the other deputy that is going to be running away from you. I want you to treat it like a real situation. Try and establish verbal contact. Try and talk the person down if you can while keeping up with them and keeping up verbal callouts. It often gets overlooked in the department. Even during simple chases, we just kind of stick to the callouts and we don't try and talk the person down. Now, negotiations is going to be something you're going to learn, and that is a thing that you can use across the board anytime you are conducting your duties. It doesn't have to be limited to bank robberies like we usually say, or hostage negotiations. It can be used in your everyday duties, your chases, your I don't know, moonshiners, so on and so forth. Do we have any questions so far?
Quick question: is this purely pursuit, or is this ropes as well?
We're going to touch upon ropes as well, but for the first portion of this training, what we're going to do is we're going to do just the pursuit. Just to let you know, the tree behind me is going to be our meeting point. So if you lose anybody and you don't know where we're at, this is where we're going to reroute. But yeah, we're going to do rope. Okay. Who's going to be running away from them?
I don't mind either. Do you have a preference?
I'll ride with them if you want to run away from them.
All right.
All right.
Good luck catching me. I shall be putting on my my criminal persona.
All right.
Okay.
Just a sec.
Davenport, if you've had more
Try and
exposure to
keep it within the
pursuits
planes.
than the other
And
two, then I would suggest
just kind
that
of
you take lead
throw
first
them on
to
some
show them.
loops, do whatever you want to do.
I haven't, but I can.
Yeah, I'll
definitely
just
take
run
lead
around in
first.
circles
Oh,
for a bit.
okay.
I think
Yep.
I would have the most for pursuits.
Yeah, if you want to go first, so
yeah,
I can
yeah,
watch
yeah.
it, it wouldn't be a
Alright,
bad
yeah,
thing. But I will
yeah.
go if you need me.
All right, you're after what's your name, Mr. Outlaw?
You can call me Dirty Dick.
All right.
I bet you do.
You're after Dirty Dick, who's currently wanted for
Everything.
unclean behavior.
Unclean behavior.
You're gonna give him a 3-second head start, and then you're gonna go ahead and start chasing him.
What's the ending point? Is it? Because realistically, when we catch him, but
The ending point is it really depends on how this chase goes. But if your horses start getting really tired, then you can start verbal contact about shooting their horse. And once you get through with that, you can just yell a really loud bang, and that would constitute them stopping the horse and give it up.
okay.
All right, well, we're just gonna wait on you, dirty fellas.
All right. Well, you'll never take me alive. Let's see, where can I chase them to? Take them on the road, pick up a little bit of speed, activate these fucking horses, run with them. Dip down over here. That'll confuse them a little bit. They've lost me. I think I've gotten away. If I can catch up with them behind them. I was going to see if I could rejoin them, yeah. See, on the road, you can get a little bit of speed. Give them a chance to catch up now, so they can do some call-outs.
Hey, you want to stop?
No, I don't want to stop.
What do you mean you don't want to stop?
I ain't never going to stop.
What do you mean you're never going to stop? I don't even know what you've done. Why don't we have a conversation about this? Come on.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm a deputy cadet at the moment, but you know, we can talk.
Oh, you're a deputy?
Wait, I'm a cadet, yeah.
Alright, well then I definitely ain't going to stop. See you later.
What you mean? Hey, come on, all we need to do is just talk about this. We can go back to the office, we can have a nice coffee together, maybe a donut or two. We talk about what you've done. Maybe we can shave some time off. Yeah.
No, thank you.
We don't need to be running around in circles out here in the plains.
I like going round in circles.
But I don't. It's making me dizzy. It's making
Alright,
me
well,
tired.
you can leave and I'll carry on.
I don't want to leave. You need to stop.
I ain't gonna stop.
Listen, I tell you what. If you stop, we go back to the sheriff's office. We have a conversation, and then. Oh, shit!
There you are.
Another cadet take his place. Another cadet take his place.
Which one was that?
Stop your horse.
No.
I mean, we could have a conversation about this. It's a lot better than riding in circles, don't you think?
We can have a conversation and ride in circles.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but you could ride into a rock, couldn't you?
I won't ride into a rock.
I mean, you could.
I'm the greatest rider in the
To
world.
me and then a rock could come out of nowhere. Hell, even a horse maybe. It'd be a lot better to stop and have a conversation about this.
Okay, you stop first.
I will stop first.
Okay.
But I want to see you starting to stop first. I'm not gonna
Okay,
stop until I see
I'm
you
starting to
left.
stop, but I'm not gonna fully stop until you fully stop.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna fully stop until you fully stop, Dirty Dick.
I'm never gonna stop. See
Well,
ya.
I don't want to have to shoot your horse, and I'd like it for you to stop.
Please don't shoot my horse.
You can do this all day, Dirty Dick, but you are gonna get clean.
Please don't clean me. I want to be dirty forever.
But you don't have to be dirty forever, you know? You can just stop, we can talk about it, and even if you're not gonna get clean, we could still have a conversation.
Clean dick don't have the same ring to it.
You can still call yourself Dirty Dick, you don't have to fully clean it. He's
All
going
right.
left, up the hill. Picking it up a bit, we're gonna move, he's going left again. He's circling, he's going back northeast.
See if I can lose them a little bit. Give them some chance to. Practice some call outs and stuff. See if they can find me.
I'm good, my horse is all good. How's yours doing, Dirty Dick?
He's absolutely knackered, to be honest with you.
See, we could stop and have this conversation now. You don't gotta keep beating him up.
Okay.
You gonna
Let's
stop
stop.
at the same time as me?
Okay.
So on left.
Okay.
Stopping on 3, okay?
On 3, I'll stop with you, okay?
Alright, 1, 11. Alright, I don't know how to count. Can you count me to 3?
Yeah. 3, 2.
Wait, I said
1.
on 3.
Oh, did you now, Dirty Dick? Well, why don't we just stop? Come on.
Alright.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, stopping.
You're not stopping, though.
Hey, he's a filthy
And we're all
liar
here.
is what he is.
He's picking it up. He's going left.
What to his left?
I'm gonna shoot the horse, Dirty Dick.
Please don't shoot my horse.
I'm going to shoot your horse.
Please don't shoot my
2 more
horse.
times.
I need a good name for the horse.
Dirty Dick, I'm gonna shoot it, and I don't want to kill that beautiful thing. He's going
You can't
right.
shoot it if you can't catch it.
I can shoot it, I promise you. This is your last warning. I'm gonna shoot the horse if you don't stop.
It's been a good ride.
Come on, Dirty Dick. He doesn't have to be this way.
This is gonna be my final sunset.
Okay, well, I'm gonna shoot, and it's gonna be a warning shot. But the next one after that, I'm gonna shoot your horse. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay. Bang. You gonna stop?
Into the sunset. I'll
Here
never
it
be
goes, Dirty
cleaned.
Dick. Bang.
Oh! Don't shoot the
Horse
horse.
is shot.
No, not the horse.
We're shooting the
He's
horse.
stopping.
Pew,
He's
pew.
stopping.
Stopping.
Keep your hands up. Don't move. Okay.
Hey,
Stop moving.
Moving.
Okay, look. I'm gonna come in peacefully, but on the agreement that you don't bathe me.
I think we're gonna have to talk about that, but we're gonna have that conversation back in the office now.
All right.
Hey,
Wonderful.
we did say for you to put your hands up, drop the weapon on the ground. Scumbag.
Oh my goodness, I got sweat on
Oh.
my back.
Yep.
All right. So let's gather around. Let's have a short talk by the talking tree, and we'll continue on.
Talking tree.
Dirty Dick is real elusive.
Yeah.
You can smell it.
I
before you
decided
see
that
him.
Dirty Dick's a bit of a liar, I'm afraid.
I bet you can count too.
I think I
Well,
can
that's
almost
okay,
get to
sir.
3, yes.
You did a really good job with knocking one of them off their horse.
To be honest, that was really a snake's fault.
Snakes are on your side, Dirty Dick.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Couple of things. Overall, y'all did good. Call outs were solid. It is important to remember that if for whatever reason you find yourself being the first in line, the first one right behind the suspect, you want to start taking over either talking and or obviously the call outs. Now, I don't know if y'all noticed what happened. I kind of ran into a group of wild horses. That is very frequent. In fact, horses and snakes, as well as rocks or little stubs, little tree stubs, are going to be your most dangerous enemies in the field. More dangerous than any person that's riding away from you. Sometimes it's going to be other deputies, but for whatever reason, if you do end up crashing, one very important thing to remember is you need to vocalize what your status is. So if you're hurt, you need to let your deputies know as soon as possible, I'm hurt, so that the last person can stop and help you. If you're not hurt, just saying something along the lines of, I'm good, keep going, keep going, keep going, as soon as you can, so that they can actually keep going, is very, very important. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I should say that
Wonderful.
I actively tried to herd those horses in front of you
I think.
in an attempt to create some sort of natural obstacle, and then a snake aided me. I think it took you. I took you off your horse, McPickle. Is that right? And
Yeah.
you're all right, aren't you? I don't want to actually hurt
No, I'm
anyone. I was
fine.
just
I'm
sort of
okay.
trying to
Yep.
create some chaos to see how you dealt with the madness, because it will be, I assure you, very chaotic many times in these pursuits.
Very good on the
Isn't that the
recovery of the
cadet we
lead
had?
after he went down. Yeah, it's another cadet
Okay,
that
sorry.
Brady
Hello, Cadet
brought in.
Phil. Fairly nice to meet you.
Howdy.
Nice to meet you.
Do we have any feedback for the cadets from you two that you'd like to give?
I think they did well constantly staying on my tail. I couldn't really hear the call-outs, I was a bit further away, but it sounded like they sort of knew where I was at all times. There was a point where I thought I lost you and wasn't too sure, and then it seemed like everybody managed to muster and get back onto my trail. Sort of constant conversation, you know, which can be quite difficult sometimes when you're trying to navigate and lead a patrol or a chase and you know, deal with your horse and such. So yes, it was quite good to keep that communication up between you and the criminal you're pursuing. I'd say all round, you know, it seemed pretty. It seemed like a pretty confident pursuit from my perspective.
Yeah, it was good recovery after the lead took a fall off of his horse, getting back up there. One of you getting back up there. I think it was Davenport. You took lead after McPickles fell down.
Yeah.
Or I might have gotten that reversed. Yeah. The only other bit of advice I would offer is that it's not only going to be the lead person that's looking for them. If you do lose them, everyone else has to play their part. So just like basically keep your head on a swivel when you're in that kind of situation, because you can't just rely on the lead person and just following them.
You got to be ready to take over and stuff like
you
that.
got to be looking around too, even if like the lead's got eyes on the main person that's trying to run away. Because if the lead person loses them and you're just fixated on the lead person, then, I mean, more eyes is better than just one. So, other than that, pretty solid work catching Dirty
Yeah,
Dick.
I think so, yes. Sort of very clear sort of commands as well, which was good, because sometimes people, you know, will just sort of say things at the criminal within, you know, with their own intention, but it can be quite confusing. But I think it was very clear that what you were asking Dirty Dick to do, and informing him that, you know, trying to bring him in peacefully before initially, eventually having to shoot his horse down. Good clear communication, I think.
A line that you're going to have to establish as a deputy is whether or not the person that you're dealing with is quote unquote deserving to be having their horse shot down. There's going to be situations where folks like Dirty Dick is going to be dicking you around, no pun intended. And at that point, that is when you're going to have to kind of take charge of the situation, turn a little bit more firm and threaten to shoot their horse. There's other times where, you know, that's not really going to be necessary, but if they're drawing it out extremely unnecessarily, it's clearly something that, you know, they're just stretching it out just to stretch it out. It's run its course. It's done and over with. You've had your conversations. You've had your back and forth. You've gone all over the cross, and then you can resort to shooting their horse down, right? We'll briefly touch upon ropes. Now, how it used to be was we just didn't use the ropes. Nowadays, and I can count on my fingers however many times I've used it. But again,
I've never used
it is well within your right to use ropes. When somebody's kind of running circles around you, right? And again, they're not trying to get away. They've clearly been caught. They're not going to get away. And they're just messing with you. You can use a rope, pull them off their horse. You need to immediately release them. You're not to keep holding on that rope. You might injure them severely. It is the same course of action when it comes to on foot. However, the difference is you shouldn't be throwing the rope. You just kind of tackle them and with it and immobilize them. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah. So you don't hold on to it. You don't. By no means should you ever drag somebody behind you. Please don't do that. Just short and simple. Try and do it at very low speeds. Get them off their horse. you know, and that's it. If they get back on it, get them off their horse again. But if it goes any further than that, it's one of those situations where it's just probably going to become a very awkward other type of situation. But don't worry about that. Just remember that you have the right to pull somebody off their horse with your rope. Make sure you release it as soon as possible, and if they're on foot, just tackle them with it. Okay?
Sounds good.
Have you done pursuit training before for the cadet that just arrived? Sorry, what was your name again?
Del Fowler. I don't think I've done the pursuit training, no.
Wonderful. Okay. Let's have y'all three try and explain very, very briefly what we've done so far to Cadet Fowler.
So we're working on trying to keep formation as best as we can while in pursuit. The lead person takes
I've got
the lead on calling.
I've got to
out
split
where we're
off for
going,
the gun auction
following
thing.
the person,
So
All right. Thank you
and
for stopping
talking
by.
to the person if they are indeed close enough
Yeah,
to have a
see you soon.
conversation. And if that person is having that conversation, the person behind them will take over the call outs.
Right, okay.
Yeah, essentially, we're just trying to, you know, establish that we can stay in formation, keep on top of the criminal, make sure that we're communicating the best we can, and then obviously trying to get the criminal to stop peacefully first. Give them, you know, enough chances to the point where, you know, if the horses are starting to get real tired, you need to start warning them. You
I
know,
don't have a knife.
if you don't stop the horse, you don't come in peacefully, you
Where did
keep
my
trying to
knife go?
escape. Eventually, we're going to have to shoot the horse. You have to give them a minimum of 3 warnings and then say, right, it's gone on long enough, we're shooting the horse.
Right.
Obviously, during the training exercise, don't actually shoot the horse.
Yeah, just say bang.
Yeah.
You make sure you're very clear in your instructions if you're in the front as well.
As well with warnings, you're gonna want to warn about 3-4 times. Then you're gonna fire in the air to make sure it's a warning. Make sure they know it's a warning.
Yeah, it must have
and
been
then
Guama. Have
shoot
I not
the
had a
horse
knife
so
this
going,
whole time?
you know,
God damn. I never
and you
use
shoot
it,
the
but
horse.
Right, yeah. Shooting horse. Last
sometimes
resort,
it's useful to
okay.
cut people out of ropes.
Yeah, by law, we're able to do it quite quickly, more quickly than we really tend to use, right? As long as your horse is tired, you can technically do
Are there
it.
any engraved
Doesn't
Rufus
mean you
knives
should
around?
do it.
Maybe,
you need
I
to
don't know.
pick and choose the
Can't remember if you
situations where you do it. You need to pick and
had an
choose
engraved knife.
the people that you do it against, and obviously the well, what's going on? What are they wanted for? Are they trying to just get away, or are they going to lead you into some kind of trap, some kind of death trap? And that's a very important thing to remember, y'all. If you know that you're dealing with a gang that is going to funnel you, and what a funnel, does anybody know what a funnel is?
I do.
Yeah, it's leading you into an ambush or a trap.
A tight
That's
space
correct.
where you're gonna be funneled in and
Yeah.
basically fish in a barrel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. If they're known for doing stuff like that, don't let them get to a funnel. By no means. Obviously, if it's a gang that you're not sure, it's better to live and let live. You know, just let them go through with it. And if you see a funnel, you just kind of. What I do is I'll turn back. I'm not dealing with that. And you know, you turn back, you try and kind of go around, do your best. Sometimes you can push through, but that's really a topic for another day. But you know, just kind of break off, make sure that you're safe and your deputies are safe, and try and get them a different way. But if they're known to funnel, if they've been doing it repeatedly, then at that point you can shorten all of the warnings to, if you take us to that funnel, I'm shooting your horse down, and that's it. Again, things are situational. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another pursuit, so we're not yapping your ears off. And you'll be chasing me this time. So this time around, I want y'all to try and, if the situation calls for it, utilize ropes. If the situation calls for it, utilize weaponry. Not actually, don't shoot my horse. This is my family horse. And this will most likely end in a foot pursuit. I want you to react accordingly with what you've been told. I understand, Fowler, that you haven't been here from the start. You didn't miss all that much. I'll try and kind of bring you up to speed with what you've missed afterwards, so we're not stalling the training, so y'all can get back to patrol afterwards. Okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Wonderful. So tonight you're after Cock Gentleman, who is wanted for murder of a sheriff.
You said what?
Cock Gentleman.
Sure.
Again, same thing. 3-second head start. Now you can go ahead and chase me down, okay? Feel free to go ahead and start counting from now.
Jack Kettleman.
All right, McPickle, let's have you take first.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm not here, so it's just you four as far as this is concerned for the training.
We'll keep single file for now. Let's get gentlemen.
Let's get gentlemen. Picking it up.
Planes, everybody, moving left. He's coming right at us.
He did down, Pep.
Oh no, he's down. Keep him moving.
Are you okay? He's okay.
They only hurt my pride.
Went up and round to the left, cut him off. There he goes. To the right, the hill. Oh, back at him. Back on him.
Stop the horse.
Oh. Oh, he's crazy. He's trying to kill people. Hey, Mr. Gentleman, you're going to kill one of my cadets, my deputy.
Stop
here.
that
What are you
horse
doing?
right now, you know.
Damn, that hurt like a son of a bitch.
You alright to continue?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
Damn, gentlemen. I'm gonna take it slow. I don't want to kill the horse. Okay, he's heading right. I'm gonna move right with him. Oh, moving back left. He's headed through the market. He's gonna be back on the right side. Oh, it's a foot chase. Okay. There's no point to get off my horse if I don't know where they're at. Which way did he go?
That way.
Is there somebody with him?
Yep.
You can't leave him alone. You sure you want to do this?
By the way,
Get on
I'm gonna
that
take you
horse,
down
you
if
son
you
of a
do it.
bitch. Hey, I will rope you off that horse, you son of a bitch.
taking my horse.
Right, this is your final. Get him.
Alright, I'm gonna hop. There's horses right in the middle. Get back to him, McPickle. I'm gonna take his horses. He has mine. Or I'm getting on with you. Go.
Okay, yeah. Hey, you want to go?
Okay, let me just slow walk because I'm really hungry. Somebody cuff him.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, well, you got him.
Can I get food? Does anybody have any spare
Yeah.
What
food?
you need? You good?
Yeah, I got some for you. You okay?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, he's in the middle of that field over there.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and head by the tree. We'll regroup there. I'll be there in a second.
Damn.
You want to lift? You gonna run? Okay. Exercise, yeah.
All right, a couple of collisions. Everyone all right?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
The gentleman didn't want to speak too
Side will be
much.
alright.
He just wanted to say, by the way, and say that my breath smelled.
Ouch. Yeah, you'll need a thick skin for this job.
The thick coat too.
All right, Lord, would you like to start with the feedback since you were with them?
Yeah. So Davenport, I think, great communication. Was sort of constantly calling out not only what he was doing, but what he could see and good directions and stuff. I think I would have liked to have seen a little bit more communication from the other three, particularly with if you are not in the lead and you're not sort of the person that's leading the pursuit, then you can still be shouting out where you're seeing everybody else go. Including repeating things back. If you hear somebody who's ahead of you shout something like they're heading left or they're heading west or something like that, then just sort of pass that down the line constantly. Even if you think you're sure that somebody behind you might have heard it, it's still good to be constantly in communication. So just bear that in mind. I think also it might be worth noting saying things like he's over there isn't always that useful. I know you were sort of pointing in a direction as well during one of those situations, but if you can get out even a sort of a left or a right, sort of, I feel like ideally if you know your north, west, east, south, that's extremely useful. And not only calling out where they are, but what's going on. Things like he's off of his horse, he's on foot, he's on a horse, and things like that. But generally speaking, I think I heard you all doing that. I just think I think it would have been more useful for everybody if there was a lot more of it. Generally, sort of good work keeping on. What was your name, gentleman? Constantly. A couple of tumbles, quick recoveries, sort of making sure that you were doubling up after he stole the horse. That was a quick recovery as well. 2 of you jumped on a horse. That was correct, and got back into it. So pretty good all round, but I think a key point is just communication. It is incredibly useful. So just endlessly, you feel like a bit like a sort of a madman, endlessly repeating yourself. They've gone left, they've gone west, and you hear it being parroted back, but you'll get used to it soon enough. So just make sure you're being verbal. But generally good work, I think, from my perspective.
Yeah, in terms of the pursuit, y'all did well. Obviously, when you see people doubling back, this is where distance comes into play, right? If you're in an open field, you can keep a lot of distance without losing them. Not so much when it's the place like Tall Trees, which, by the way, is going to be where we're going to be heading for the third scenario that we're going to be conducting. Now, like Lorde said, it is better to over communicate than not communicate at all. And I know for y'all right now, hearing 50 things at once is difficult. But once you kind of get used to it, you can filter out the information that is relevant and kind of stay on track with what you need to be hearing, what you don't need to be hearing. But just try and keep talking, try and keep up communication. What I'm going to introduce to you now is the responsibilities of the second. Whoever is second in line, if you want to be a good second. Again, this is not set in stone in the department. It's just good practice to know. If you're second in command, in line, excuse me, it is always good to keep your eyes forward and back. Just check over your shoulder whenever you can. Make sure that the lead is aware, hey, we're still with you. You're good. Kind of, if the lead asks for a head count, there's going to be situations where you're chasing 6 people. And the lead asks for a head count or is asking who's behind me, things like that. It's your responsibility as the second to quickly check over your shoulder, do a head count, make sure you can continue. If you're 6 chasing 6 highly violent criminals, and for whatever reason you end up being 3, then obviously you might want to weigh out your options on whether or not you want to actually keep going or not. Again, this is something that will come with experience. Sometimes you'll run into a group where it's yourself and 4 more other deputies, and you can keep going, and you'll be fine. Other times, not so much. It's very difficult if you break off from the pursuit to be able to catch up to it. And sometimes the pursuit will get called off because ultimately your safety and the safety of the department comes first. And I know that sounds selfish, but if you die, so to speak, which is a very real possibility when you're a deputy, you won't be able to help folks with other situations that might be highly dangerous. There's always somebody that needs help, and there's only one of you. So let's make sure that y'all are alive and well, rather than chasing off some moron that's one to put 2 bullets between your eyes just to make a name for themselves. Now, aside from that, distance is going to come in a lot more important when it comes to places like Tall Trees, places that are more treacherous than this field. If you are too close, you will hurt your deputies, you will hurt yourself, and you will hurt whoever else is involved. When you see somebody get off their horse, you don't all want to dismount, but you also don't want to run straight in the direction that you saw them in, right? So if let's say it's 4 of y'all chasing 1 person, okay, and they dismount, you can all dismount. Nobody's gonna fault you for doing it, because ultimately you might accidentally trample him, you might accidentally hurt him. You don't want to have that on your paperwork. You don't want to have that on your conscience, whichever one weighs you the most. It's okay to dismount, and I know that sometimes they'll steal your horse, but it's better for you to do the right thing and them to get away than for you to do the wrong thing and catch them and gravely injure, right? If that makes any sense. As for the lassos, in the situation that we were in, I was going a little bit too fast for a lasso, so it'd be better if you just shoot the horse. And I know it is a lot. It sounds contradictory, but it's just how the department works. we can't really change it. It's better to just give him the verbal warnings and shoot the horse. If it's a deputy's horse, you can refrain from doing so. It's really just situational. But try and avoid using lassos at the speeds that we were going. See if you can get them to slow down. Right? You can do stuff like that. Just be very, very, very careful when you do it, how you do it, why you do it. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it
yeah,
does.
Wonderful. Ultimately, it's these trainings are going to be foundations for you all to build upon. The rules and the regulations are always going to be the same, but the guidelines that we have, as long as you kind of remain within them, you can develop your own style of conducting yourself on duty. So take what I say, not with a grain of salt, but take it as a foundation, and then go ahead and train with somebody else. They'll give you a different perspective and kind of form yourself up into the deputy that you want to be. Now, what we're going to do is, this time around, we're going to go into tall trees. Couple of things. It is dangerous in there, so if in the event of a bear attack, in the event of a wolf attack, in the event of a panther, cougar, whatever, please call it out, stop, and help your deputy or your cadet. You are more than welcome to use your weaponry if you do have any. If you do not, even if you do, get on a rock if you can, and make sure you're safe. Because if we all get hurt, then nobody's going to be able to carry our asses back into town. So focus on getting on a rock, then taking down the animal that you're going to be dealing with, whatever, and then so on and so forth. In the event of a crash, same rules apply. I'm good, keep going, get on your horse, keep following. I'm hurt, help, last person stops. What we're going to do is, if somebody actually gets hurt, I want y'all to shoot 3 times in the air, and then we'll just call off the pursuit, make sure that the cadet or the deputy is okay, and then we'll continue. Okay?
Sounds good.
Wonderful.
Got it.
Meeting point is going to be Manzanita Post, rather. That's where we're going to head to if we get lost, and we're going to head over there right now and take it from there. So we can form up on a 1-2-2.
1-2-2.
1-2-2.
Do y'all have any questions so far? Any concerns? Anything you want explained a little further?
You know, I don't have anything in a minute, but you watch. Like later on, when I've gone to bed, I'll have 100 questions.
Yeah, that's fine. It's good practice to write them down and ask them the next day if you can. Alright, let's pick it up to a canter.
Picking it up to a canter.
Pick it up there, bloody snake.
Picking up to a can.
Bear to the right.
Let's actually hear what they say. What did they say? Bear to the right? Oh, an actual bear to the right. I'm so stupid. I was reading something on my phone. Don't tell Schaefer. It's weird being on this side of the training, right, chat? Do you remember doing the training with Lucien? How crazy that was like.
Slowing up.
October.
Slow it up.
Slowing hurt.
Another thing to keep in mind that's going to be very important is when you are calling slowing down or slowing up, whatever you want to call it, do so incrementally. Give the deputies behind you some time to react. You don't want to be crashing for no reason. Again, this is Manzanita Post. For those who don't know, if you want to check your map right now, make sure you know where it is. Mark it if you want. That's completely fine. Just make sure you know that this is the meeting point, the regrouping point. There is a bear that likes to hang out, I believe, to kind of like behind me. So just be mindful of that. And yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to start. Same thing as the last situation. This time it's going to be in a lot more treacherous land, so be mindful of where you go. What I like to do is if I see them, if I'm close behind either a deputy or a suspect that is riding through properly through a tight space or whatever, I will mirror their movement, because it is not the same anymore as it was in an open plain, right? Now you're just trying to keep up. You are not as flexible as you were before, where you can just kind of cut in front of them, because if you cut in front of them, there might be a shitty little rock and you're kind of done for. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you lose them, 9 times out of 10, if they're not riding away, if they're not hiding, rather I should say, you can hear them in which direction they're headed. So there's nothing wrong with slowing down for a second to a trot and just listening in, or even stopping, right? Other times you will be chasing 6 and then suddenly they disappear. They break line of sight and they disappear, and you know for a fact that you would have seen them. That tends to mean that they're hiding. A lot of folks like to break line of sight and then hide in a bush, do something like that. Be mindful of that. And I think for bushes, I believe it was McPickle who was kind of standing in front of me while I was hiding in the bush. Make sure you stand far away from the bush enough for them to hear you and for you to have time to react. Because if they jump out with a knife, they're going to stab you. They might not stab you, they might hog tie you. It's happened before, it's going to happen again. Just make sure you keep yourself safe. Everything clear so far?
Yep.
It is.
Wonderful.
I do have
Yep.
one question that's besides the point of everything else. Can I go use an outhouse before we do this?
Yeah, of course, take your time.
Okay, I will be right back. Oh God.
I know what that's like, mate. Yeah.
What was that?
What?
Huh? How are y'all finding the training so far? Is
Oh.
it,
Great.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and I guess the nighttime thing, obviously, it's also an added extra, because a lot of the time you're just weaving in and out of trees at night. That's going to be going into it, won't it?
Yep. Let's say nighttime is not going to be much of a problem. You'll find you'll be able to push through it. It's the fog. That's going to be your biggest issue as a deputy. We call it the crime mill fog.
Yeah. I know when I was out hunting and that, the fog came in, I thought, well, that's me done. And then next thing I knew, a bear came out of nowhere. And luckily I got to a rock and that, but I've actually done some ranch work up at the Pronghorn place. And I just carried like a bottle of milk, the big giant bottles. What are they called? What's the big name for them?
Jugs.
The jugs?
Jugs, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. And bloody bear came out of nowhere, and that was it. I couldn't bloody do a thing, Yeah. So
Oh, shit.
my head is always around for bears. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was up here
Bears
one time. I
in
got.
Pronghorn or, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I was up here one time. Got attacked by a bear. It was not fun. Not fun at all.
Right.
No, they're not fun. Did y'all know that you can scare specific bears?
Don't
Now,
you
I'm
just
not
like
saying you should try it, but the
I was
elderly
going to say, you're going
ones.
to try and tell us some kind of witchcraft
Hello,
wives'
Orcish.
tale here that
Just
doesn't work.
let's
You
not.
can
stand
get us
still.
killed.
Just
Do you
make
have a
sure you
spare
don't do
room?
it,
No,
because
Not
it
anymore.
doesn't always work.
not
stand still.
anymore.
Not. Yep.
I don't even have
It is a very specific type of bear.
a room.
It's the elderly ones that you got to be looking out for. The ones with the white line on their back. If you find that, and
I mean, the apartment I
before
have is
it
quite. It's like
kinda
it's.
sniffs
I
you
actually
out,
am
you
living.
stand still, and then it
Sleep
sniffs
in
you
the
out
living
and
room
charges
now.
at you. If
I
you
have
don't
one
move a
bedroom.
muscle, it's gonna get scared and fuck off. But
But I am.
again,
I'm
I
actually
don't
enjoying
recommend
the
it.
fact that I can like
I'm
put
not
something on the
doing that
TV
ever.
and just
If I
keep
see a
watching it.
bear,
Yep.
I can go and
I'm
cook something and
get
then
the fuck
sit at
out
this
of there, mate.
computer and still be watching the
No,
same
that is-
thing.
that is
It's
the
the
best
lazy
course of
part of me is actually really enjoying the sort of I can multitask watching TV and doing almost everything else.
tend
I
to
forgot
carry
what it was
this
like to live in a
for
fucking
the bears.
apartment building.
If you get too close, it hurts.
Oh, shotgun, eh? Very nice.
Yeah, the
Yes,
place I'm in
yes,
is
indeed.
bigger than my first apartment, and that was a 2-bedroom apartment. Maybe it's about the same size actually, but not in the same layout. In that the first apartment I had was a 2-bedroom. It's definitely bigger than the first one me and Emma
You
lived
think
in,
it's alright? It's not falling down the bog, do you think?
and it's not as big. But it's not as big as the
Well, yeah,
one,
I think he's fine.
the second apartment me and
He's
Emma lived
wiping.
in.
Well, yeah.
See how quickly he was running? There's obviously something wrong.
The only thing I need.
Oh, look at that. Looks like the fog's rolling in.
There you
And
go.
we're gonna be feeling it the way it's supposed to be felt.
The thing I need is storage space. I
actually
don't
thought of
have
a
any.
question while I
There's
was
like
gone.
one tiny
Which
cupboard
question?
in the whole
So-
place.
If, say, in the middle of a chase, right, a bug or something was to fly into somebody's ear and they couldn't hear, right?
Right.
What should we do in that situation?
Right. So you try and keep up until you can stop and kind of clean your ears out. It's one of those things where it's kind of hit or miss, right? You don't
Okay,
want to
yes.
end up in a gunfight where you can't talk with your deputies or you can't hear him and whatnot. But if
But you can
there's
just do everything in your wired
something
headphones. Yeah.
that is quite clear on
exists
what's
and
going
he's
on,
in his own
is
little
going
world for
on,
real.
that just kind of keep following along until you can sort that out. Or some folks are able to clean their ears, I guess, while they're riding, or motion to the deputies that they're having issues. It's really situational. Nobody's gonna
okay.
fault you for stopping, right? If you just dead on your tracks stop, as long as you don't take out another deputy, nobody's gonna fault you for it. At the same time, if you can keep going and find a kind of like a safe
More suitable place,
time, to do it, you can also do that. No one's gonna give you shit for a situation like that.
yeah.
at
Yeah,
any
I just
point.
wanted to know what we should do in that situation.
Yeah, you're good. All right, so I'm not gonna get a head start because we got a fog here. Again, this is the meeting point. In the event of an animal attack, please fire in the air or fire at the animal, preferably. Get a rock. If somebody gets injured, again, fire 3 times in the air. We don't want to be missing folks. Try and stick in pairs, if you can, and we'll see how this goes. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Ready to go?
All right, let's do it.
All right, come on, let's get after him.
Going right.
Right. Single file.
Single file.
Single file.
Wolves!
You all right?
Yeah.
I'm fine.
There's 3 of them. I think they're all down.
Y'all
Everybody okay? 1, 2, 3. We're
So
missing
this is
one
all of
cadet.
us. No, yeah,
Oh,
we are
5
missing.
there.
No, he's right there.
Yeah, Ivory, you good?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Thank God for that.
Good
rock right
reaction
there.
time.
That was a
You
good
need any
start.
bandages,
Yeah.
just let me know.
I'm okay.
Yeah, that's tall trees for you. What I do
Yeah.
recommend is if nobody gets taken out during the pursuit, don't stop. Just try and avoid the wolves or the bear altogether. That'll happen. Chances are it's going to chase the person that you're chasing. But if they don't and they chase you, just try and keep riding away. And that will also come with you being information in the first place, just patrolling. Sometimes it's just better to ride away.
Yeah. I would like to say great call on the single file there.
Yeah, I felt that going through these trees single file is probably the best to keep from hitting each other.
Yep.
Great.
Remember that formations are not so strict when you're chasing somebody. Do whatever works for you. If you can remain in some type of formation, do it, obviously. But if you can't, that's fine. But anyway, we're going to continue. Just feel free to keep chasing away.
All right, take lead.
All right.
Single file.
Heading south.
Left to the left.
Up cliff left.
Going left.
Going left. Watching out for rocks.
God, no, I'm gonna lose him. Like, come on, man.
This way.
Oh, be careful. Careful. You went to the right. Right.
Bird.
Can't see him. Might head back in. He might have done another double, like.
Let's see if we can hear him.
Where's the other two? He definitely went right that way.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, we could have gone anywhere now. Bloody hell.
Alright, what do you think you do in this situation?
Oh, wait.
Probably want to fire our shots in the air, or
Well, at this point, we want to start trying to track.
retrace our steps. Maybe.
Yeah, try to find places that the criminal might go.
Okay.
Well, somebody said right, so obviously went right. He could have gone up that way, just up the road there.
Want to go check?
Yeah, so if we go up here, like, we'll check that first. And then you never know. I mean, he's got a bright white horse, so, you can't exactly miss the horse.
Yeah. Cutting left through the trees.
Alright, cat left for the trees.
Gonna be hard going through the rock. Go down a little bit. I'm just gonna have my gun out just in case, cause
Yeah,
wolves.
some
Yeah.
wolves, I think, and the wolves to our right.
I mean, there's millions of them and a bear. These guys are going to get themselves killed.
Bear. Calm down. Oh, it's a
it's
black
just a
bear,
black bear.
yeah, black bear.
Not one of the scary kinds. Going around the rock.
Yeah,
Fuck
we might want
that.
to get on a rock or get out of here. Right, come this way. I think the road's here.
You could check just up here, just up there.
Yeah, there's a house up here as well. You could have gone that way.
Yeah, if he went on foot, started running, might have been hiding up there. Breaching training yet?
You're not done the breaching.
Okay.
Alright.
I can just do it then, I guess.
Well, you want to use your pistol for this with close range. Saints Crossing Sheriff's Department. If you're in there, let yourself be known, or you might be shot. This is your only warning.
Oh, you got another warning in there? Add one more warning.
Right.
You love doing an only. We get one warning, bitch.
Right, it's clear. Building clear. Right, it's the place is clear. It's empty.
Yeah, everywhere seems clear to me.
All right, let's head back to the meeting point.
yeah,
if one of you can lead
rendezvous.
us back.
Yep. 1, 2.
Okay.
Going right.
Going right.
Left about.
Going left.
Wild horses in the road.
Yeah, wild horses, yeah.
Sitting down.
So you go left.
Left about.
Taking a left.
All right. Still no sign of them. I would imagine that the training would have concluded. It's possible that they think that something happened and they might be heading back to Blackwater. So let's do a.
You want to fire a few times in the air just so they know we're here, if they are close enough.
Yeah, you can try that if you want. If one of you wants to let off a round. There we go.
Oh, they are.
Slowing it down, slowing down, stopping. Head stopping.
All right.
Howdy.
slow and stopping.
Bonjour.
Go ahead, Lord.
Yeah, well, so at some point, Fowler and Ivory here got split off from the main chase back there, past where that speakeasy is. So I sort of stuck with them just on the off chance that we could continue the pursuit. They were unable to relocate you. The first thing that they did was come here. And then I asked them what they think they should do. The suggestions that you put forward were, if you want to, if you'd like.
Yeah,
said-
well, all right, you go first, mate.
I had said that we might want to go, start tracking, go to locations that you might have been trying to hide if you'd gotten away from multiple people.
Yeah, so I heard someone say he's gone hard right side. We went right, and then obviously we couldn't find him, so we came back here, and I thought, well, if they come right, maybe they've gone through the trees and they went like on the road that way, like. So we went up there, and then the fella here. Oh, so sorry, I can't remember your name, mate. And we took a left through the trees and everything, and then we came to a house, and we did a little breach and
Cleared it.
clear. What's that?
Yeah, they did a nice unsanctioned breach of the sort of log cabin. Pretty well done, by the way, chaps, that breach. I don't suspect that it would have been necessary, but I thought I'd let you do it anyway. I suppose initial feedback while the group was still as a 4. Good communication immediately. Just a huge improvement on the previous training. All 4 of you were sort of clearly calling out your shout-outs. Of course, the confusion came when the criminal doubled back. This criminal in particular is a fan of doing that. And so it happens. You sort of lost your fellow deputies and the criminal. I think that even with communication, it can be very difficult when they're moving through the trees and there's a lot of horses and there was fog and it was dark. But I think a key point that was good is that 2 of you stuck together. You never want to leave a deputy behind. If you do see that 2 are sort of keeping up with the criminal and you suspect that you can't communicate with them, then it is good to try and stick together and not completely split off so that one person is left alone. From that point onwards, these 2 continued good communication. They came up with a couple of plans. They decided that the best course of action would be to try and continue the search and in the suspected direction that you last saw the criminal, last suspected he went. They conducted a pretty thorough patrol, I guess, of the sort of northwest area, and they brought it around to where they thought perhaps he would be in the log cabin. They checked inside, a successful sort of breach and clear, and then they came back to the meet point, at which point they fired a gun and managed to get your attention. Which I honestly thought perhaps you had already moved on. I thought maybe you thought that one of them was injured, and that's where we'd lost you.
No, we, well, I don't want to talk about it, but
It got kind of crazy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's the...
Let's just say that.
This terrain in tall trees is a nightmare. There is, even without the fog and the darkness, all of the trees, all of the wildlife, it is extremely difficult to pursue anyone through here. So communication, I think, is key, and just sort of clear directions, and then making sure that you're calling out those hazards, things like rocks and wildlife and such, which I think you were doing really well, from what I could hear from each of you. So I would say that any one of the options that you put forward when you came back here, there was a designated meeting point. You can head back to that. You can try and conduct your own patrol, try and see if you can find your fellow deputies. Shooting in the air is not a bad one, although quite often in somewhere like tall trees you'll find that there's lots of hunters and people dealing with wildlife, so there can be random shots that will send you off course. I think it was pretty solid from what I saw from the group, and then from the two here, Fowler and Ivory. Good work.
Oh, thank you
Yeah,
very much.
overall, y'all did pretty good for tall trees. Remember that tall trees, even if you're in the department for a year, 2 years, 3 years, it's still going to be rough. No one chase is going to be the same. Chances are, unfortunately, that if a skilled rider, if somebody is as good as you at riding and is trying to get away from you in tall trees, chances are you're going to lose them. Especially if it's night and you got the fog, right? But even if it's daytime. There's a couple of places that people get away from, little shortcuts and stuff like that. I won't cover them today because it's going to extend the training already a lot more than it needs to be, and it's been quite the long training in the first place. But one thing to keep in mind is at some point I had one person chasing behind me. Now, as that one person that is if you're alone, you need to start thinking about whether or not that person's going to think, hey, why don't I just shoot the deputy and get it over with right now? Because that may as well start happening. Always be ready for them to turn around and start popping shots at you. If things look like they're way too dangerous, funnels, whatever, sometimes it's better to wait for them to distance themselves from it and then you cross rather than you directly following behind them. Because if you get caught in water, if you get caught in any type of funnel, you're fucked. Nobody's gonna save you. No matter how good of a shot you are, you're gonna be stuck there. You're gonna be swimming with the fishes. You don't want that. Obviously, it's a training, so that's fine. No one's gonna hold you accountable for that. Just keep in mind of who you're dealing with.
I'll
Yeah.
definitely take responsibility for that. I decided to rescue your horse instead of leaving it in the middle of the tall trees.
Yeah, I told you to.
He did tell me to.
fine.
He did tell me to get on the back of his horse, but I said no. I think we should get his horse.
That's perfectly fine. I'm not scolding anybody.
Yeah, no. In
Y'all
a
did
live
great in the
situation,
training, yeah.
I wouldn't have
Yeah,
left the
in-
horse.
in the- yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with that, let me get your. So just give me just a second. So I've got McPickle. I've got. Who else do I got?
Davenport.
I've got Davenport. I've got Fowler. And. Cadet?
Ivory, isn't it?
Ivory. Okay, so I've got McPickle, Davenport, Fowler, and Ivory, correct?
That's right.
That is correct.
Correct.
I believe so.
Wonderful. All right, who would like to take us back to Blackwater since the training is done and with?
Oh,
I can
do
lead us
that.
back.
Oh, yeah, of course
Oh.
you do that, mate. It's all right.
Alrighty. We'll do 1, 2, 2, 1.
1, 2, 2, 1. Go ahead and pass me.
1, 2, 2, 1.
Alright. Let's get to a canter.
Check it.
You're doing really great, Monty. You want to try it
To
again?
get myself a
Right here.
foxtrot or something.
What's happening, Monty?
right.
You drunk?
Going right.
Getting right.
All you need is a $40 horse, and you can keep up with everybody. I can tell you that right now.
No, but the foxtrots, they got nice long
The
legs.
glass
They
steal
look
your
nice.
girlfriend.
Yeah, no, they help.
Snake to the right.
No, isn't he? Glass is dating Gwen Harper.
But yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Marshall here. A good Mustang, he's great. But I just think, you know, the foxtrots with the long legs.
They are nice.
We got a wagon. We're gonna pass on the right.
Wagon passing on the right.
Passing on right.
Watch that rock.
Watch the rock.
And the rock.
Turning left.
Turning left.
Back in formation.
I'm sure he did. He stole my girl. Well, Floral's not logged in, so I don't think he did.
Looking good up there. How do you feel?
It feels pretty good. It's rather nice out.
Yeah, you haven't hit anybody off yet, so doing pretty good.
Oh, yeah,
Mr. Steal your girl.
Oh, within 30 minutes of being kicked out, I already knocked a deputy off her horse.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, her horse went
Ouch.
one way. She went the other way. She landed in between a fence.
I'm sure it'll happen. We're slowing down to a trot.
Slowing down.
What are we forgetting?
Send a tip.
That's right. Let's go send in a tip.
You want to turn around here then?
I can go send it. It's fine. I'll cut it off.
You can take a right here and then right again.
Yeah, we can do that. Taking a right.
Going right.
Ivory, you said you're gonna send it.
Yeah, I can branch off. Send it.
Well, we're gonna go together.
Okay.
You can send it. I'm gonna be going right here as well.
Going right.
Going right.
Right.
Right here as well. And then a hard left.
Got riders coming in.
All right, go send the tip.
It was nice, wasn't it, Edward? I enjoyed that as well.
I heard there was a gun auction going on in New Austin.
I believe so, yes.
Is that like old used weapons or?
It's things that the department confiscates, mainly weaponry, and then they get sent out for a gun auction. You can bid on them. You can get pretty good stuff for quite cheap.
That's not a bad idea.
They're always customized, however. You might end up with really ugly weapons or things you can't really remove the etching from, like I think one of them was Dirty Daddy or something like that.
Oh my.
Little D.
I'll take
That's
it.
ridiculous.
It's a good name. Good strong name.
I think last auction I was in, somebody bought a double action for $3.
Bloody hell.
That's pretty cheap. But let's get back
That's
to the
about how
office.
much it's worth.
Yeah, let's do it.
What do you mean? You don't like double
Yeah,
action?
I hate double
it was a
actions.
very
Left
ugly
here.
Why?
double action.
Double action is just
In
not
fact,
that good.
All right.
I think at some point the marshal was considering of paying people to
Cattleman's
take it.
fine.
Cattleman's the greatest gun we got in this country.
Well, I've never been a fan of double action myself. Like, I always like the Navy and the Schofields are pretty good pistols. Like,
See, the Cattleman is fine. It's just when you compare it to a Navy, it's terrible. Like
I disagree.
comparatively to
I
better
disagree.
guns, it's bad.
Keep riding. I'm just gonna get myself some
All
water.
right.
Okay, why?
Cutting left here.
How do you disagree?
But because the cattleman is just the greatest weapon that's ever been created.
But is there any
It's
reason
beautiful.
behind that, or
It's
are you just saying
wonderful.
it?
It's nice and lightweight. If you can hit your shots, it does damage. It does.
Yeah, but Navy does a lot more. Really
Yeah, but
packs a
Navy's
punch.
heavy, ugly.
Ugly? No. Heavy. I'll give you that one. I'll give you heavy. It is pretty heavy.
Listen, I've seen people walking around with that thing in their holster, and it doesn't even fit in there properly. It's too big.
Horse. Work with me here.
All right, pile in. You can come
Pile in.
Unit.
What
Piling
about
in.
Schofields? What
It's
about
good,
Schofields?
good weapon. Snub nose Schofield.
No,
Love
it's
it.
snub nose.
Snub nose. Is that what
No,
you heard of
only
me?
in the city. Only in the city would you want a snub nose.
What do you mean? This thing? This is the greatest weapon of all time.
Oh my
But
god.
only in the city. You want a
Well,
longer barrel.
We're in
Okay,
Blackwater.
yeah, but if you're in Saint Denis, that's gonna be an amazing gun. But if you're in like out in the plains, you're gonna want
Wait, I don't intend to use
one
it.
of these. Some long range.
I'll put that ugly thing away. Come on.
Oh, it's the same gun you got.
Yeah, but it's longer.
What's better? Ask
I
any woman
disagree.
longer is
Size
better.
does not. Okay, it doesn't. Mm-mm.
Any woman would agree with me.
I don't
But
think
when
they
it comes
would.
to the tips, y'all want to be making sure that you mention the names of the cadets and the deputies that are running with you. Like, it's all right, but just try and mention, for example, in the title, you want to put something like 4 + 2 in the event that 4 are the deputies and 2 the cadets. And then in the body itself, you want to start listing the names. That keeps things a lot easier for seniors who are trying to keep an eye on the roster when they're doing check-ins and whatnot.
Okay, that's a lot to remember.
Well, it's really not. So I'll give you an example. Let's say.
Oh no, I mean the name. So
Oh
say
yeah,
6 here.
No,
We only That's
you
what
will
I meant.
suffer. Yeah, you will suffer with the names, but it's okay. There's nothing wrong with constantly asking folks for their name.
I will.
Okay. How much time y'all gone in your tanks?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna be calling it here soon.
I'm feeling spry and fresh.
I got
Yeah,
a
I'm
long time.
good to go for a bit longer, absolutely.
I got a while.
Okay. What about yourself, Lord?
Yeah, I'll be around for a little while longer.
You want to stick with the training? We could do another quick one.
I'm happy to do that, yes.
All right, wonderful.
How long we thinking not to be
He's feeling peer pressured.
Well, we're not gonna do a whatchamacallit. We're not gonna do a checklist training. We're gonna do something that's not part of the checklist. It's good to know it, but it's not necessary, right? So if y'all don't feel like doing it, that's completely fine. You're not gonna really miss out on anything by the books. We're gonna do horseback shooting training.
Ooh.
Yep, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like to. Yeah.
I'd say it's gonna take like 30 minutes. Probably gonna be done by the next on the hour.
Yeah, I'll probably just give it a miss.
He says with
If
a
that's
tear in
okay.
his eye.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm getting pretty tired with my little snub
Yep.
nose. I'll come
That's-
back with
that-
a
that's
rifle.
fair.
Small and has no stamina.
It's good not
Great
to do
combination.
it while tired, I would say.
That is correct. Now, for those who don't know, we have a stove here. You can cook your meat in the sheriff's office if you wish. I'm gonna equip the ones that are gonna be joining us with some rifle ammo. Who doesn't have a rifle? Any type of rifle?
Oh, I've got plenty of ammo on the rifles, you know, so I'm alright with that.
I
just
have
need
a
some
rifle.
food.
I only have, I think, like 80 bullets or something like that.
I got like 30 bullets rifle.
Okay, but y'all have rifles, correct?
I do.
Well,
Yes.
I got a bolt action in my hotel room, but I only use that for hunting. I do not intend to use that on duty.
Are you gonna be joining or not? I thought you were asleep.
Oh, oh no, I just thought you meant in general. Have we got a rifle?
No, it's for the training.
Oh no, I'm out here. Do I need to send anything to the tip, or you got me?
No, you don't. One thing that you need to remember as a cadet is that you demand for deputies
You
to write you
don't
your
ask.
feedback before you go to sleep. Yeah, just don't forget to write my feedback. Repeat it 1,000 times. We
Write my
will
feedback.
forget. Yeah.
Okay. What? I was under you. Yeah.
Well, so it's both myself and Deputy Lorde that you're gonna need to remind.
Well, I shouldn't.
Any deputies that you ride with, constantly, always harass them for your feedback.
Okay, wait. I shouldn't have to remind you. You should know already. Isn't that right?
Please don't forget my feedback,
You
Deputy
gotta
Lord.
keep saying it. I'm telling you. That's
Yeah,
what
Thank
I
you very
was
much.
told.
As you
Yeah,
say,
just keep
because, you
saying
know,
it.
Just keep saying
I'm
it.
getting very
gotta say
close to
a
senior
lot.
deputy now, I
Like, give
believe,
my
so, you
feedback.
know, it's
Don't forget
getting
feedback.
closer,
mate.
like, you know.
I was
Yeah,
told that
Give
I
me
should keep
feedback.
asking about feedback. So until
Yeah.
it's written,
Yep.
I'm not
Yep.
leaving.
Well, no,
Ooh.
that's not how that works.
That's not true. I'm
you
leaving
just
right now.
remind-
Yeah.
Hey,
maybe-
Lord, if
yeah.
he forgets, make sure you remember it. Remind him.
Yeah,
Okay.
or else you'll take him hostage.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
pick him up.
Actually, it was Strafe.
Schaefer.
I need to
Undersheriff
write down.
Schaefer.
Yeah, I need to write down on my own logs too. So Strafe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It is SCHASFER.
FFEO. Yeah. Okay. And is that Lord with an E?
Yes.
All right. I appreciate it. Y'all take care. Good luck.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Big Pickle.
Thank you.
Is that really his name, Pickle?
That is his last name.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's
McPickle.
McPickle.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I could go for
Don't
a
ask.
pickle right now.
That's. No.
You don't like pickles, cadet?
What?
I'm
What's
okay
wrong
with pickles, but I'm not just gonna eat a pickle.
You're not
Why?
just gonna eat a pickle straight out of the jar?
No,
What's
I
wrong
can't.
with you?
I can't do that. No, I'm sorry.
Pickles are God's gift to Earth. They're manna from the gods.
Don't look at me like that. On a sandwich, it's fine.
All right. Let's. Does everybody have a medical
You've
bag?
been awfully quiet.
I just don't like pickles.
I thought your training, you
Oh,
lot.
he doesn't like 'em at all,
Sheriff
see?
Lord, good to see you.
You know what?
Yeah.
At least you
All
were
right,
honest
guys,
about it.
Sheriff.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
it's just a look at
Keep
him,
well.
and it's just green. It's just no.
You know
That's
what?
my
You were honest
sheriff.
about it. It's fine. He's gonna
Oh,
say,
that's
"Oh,
right.
I'm fine with pickles. I just don't want to eat them."
Sorry, say again, Sheriff.
I'm gonna go to meet Archie from Dead End Gang now. I don't know the location. I'll put it on the tip line. All I know it's about 1:45, so in about 25 minutes. If I'm not back within an hour, then come and rescue me.
Damn, son.
Be okay. You sure?
Yeah. Guess we'll see.
Keep an eye on the tip line for you.
Jesus.
Appreciate you. Make your efforts on the cadets, both of you.
Wait a second.
All right.
What?
Well, the bank is getting robbed.
What's that,
Uh,
Lord?
So it seems like
it's
that's
for
what we're
here,
going to do.
Sheriff.
Bank?
Yeah.
Back here?
All right, chalk us up. I'm being good white.
Wait, this bank?
They got
Yeah.
in under our noses.
Oh, great.
Everybody's marked. Cadets, unfortunately, y'all are gonna have to skip town. Well, I mean, you can stay in the sheriff's office if you wish.
Let him come and watch, Schaefer.
You reckon? All right, yeah.
Yeah, let him come and watch.
Come ahead, cadets.
goes. Oh my god, this fucking horse magnetized.
Yes, Sheriff Sand. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, okay.
Not my first bank robbery.
All right, Buchanan boys. Look,
It's not my first neither. I've been a hostage for one.
Yeah.
I was a senior cadet last bank robbery I was at.
Yeah, I've been hostage and I've been one robbing a bank.
Oh.
I didn't actually rob. I just stood in there with a gun, like part of the my former gang and everything. But that's why I'm turning my life around. You know what I mean?
Good on you.
Yeah, it's good on you.
Yeah, thanks, Lex.
Listen to these folk at all times, okay? Just do as they say, and I'll do my best to get
I
you
thought,
out.
well, best thing to do is not do my best to protect people, and not hurt them. You know, it's the best way to be.
All right, then. So, we got how many y'all got outside,
All right, well, at the moment, there's a few deputies. I've got 2 or 3 in town, including myself. Got a couple of other folk. I'd recommend you stay inside at all times, otherwise you're going to make people nervous. Try not to peek your head out as best as you can. It's for your own safety. But yeah, when deputies arrive, I'll let you know. Other people will probably get respond to this. It's all linked up to a big tip line that sends off when a bank's been hit, so deputies will be descending upon this place in no time.
I didn't know that. I didn't know y'all had that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Can't say it always works,
Creek,
but...
you just got my family there and the Buchanan boys. It's not really much in Butcher's Creek,
I see. Is that what you're all from?
That's right.
I see. I'm the sheriff of Annesburg, so I know about Butcher's Creek. You should come and say hello sometime when you're not robbing banks.
Oh, maybe we might do that.
Lord,
Yeah.
can you take south for me real quick so I can get my horse?
Yep.
How many folk have you got on the inside, if you don't mind me asking, Mr. Buchanan?
Oh, wait, we got 5 of us on the inside. One of us is not supposed to be in here, so one of them is a hostage, and there's 4 of us in here that are doing this here bake.
Right, for clarity's sake, you got 4 of your folk on the inside and you got 1 hostage.
That's right.
Okay. Anybody on the outside I need to know about? Anybody running on rooftops with a rifle bearing down on me I need to know about?
Oh, I don't know about a rifle bearing down on you, but we might get a couple boys outside.
Okay. I've been honest with you, and I'll be honest when other deputies arrive. You want to let me know how many boys you got on the outside?
It's probably 5 of me. It's exactly 2. It's exactly what I say. It's a couple of them.
Okay. It's fine. I appreciate your honesty, sir. Look, let's try and make this nice and as cordial as we possibly can here, okay? Look, there's a lot of people taking cover out here and nervous for everything going on, and I can't blame them. Robbing a bank is a big deal.
I understand. I understand that. So, you going to be the one negotiating for the most part, or is there going to be another deputy that's going to be taking control?
No, there'll be me negotiating. I'm going to try and do my best to just, get whatever you need. Make sure the man inside there needs to get all his help he requires. My deputies will be the ones kind of taking over. In terms of pursuing you folk out of town, unfortunately, we can't just let this go unchecked, right? Robbing a bank is a big deal. You're taking from a state that you don't own. It's money's people's money, hard-earned money.
Well, I feel like it's going to be a little bit too much to ask if y'all wouldn't follow us, but I understand. You're doing your business, you're doing your job, and, ain't nothing wrong with that. Back in Butcher's Creek, we all got our jobs, we all got our business we got to do.
Let's see.
So I get it.
Okay, just push in RDM them.
Well, give me just one moment, Mr. Buchanan. I'm just going to confer back to my deputies and give the information you've passed to me. No sudden movements, please, and we'll make this, I guess, as graceful as it's going to get.
Ooh-wee, absolutely. Do that.
Ooh-wee, all right. All right, there's 4 on the inside, 1 hostage. They've got 2 shooters on the outside somewhere. I don't know where.
2 shooters on the outside, okay.
Yep. So, is it just us 3 at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pray other deputies arrive. If it needs to, if we're short in numbers, we can always give a cadet the hostage to the cadet. They can take a statement for us. I have no problem with them doing that. Are they like green cadets or not?
I think 2 of them definitely are. One of them is straight off an interview. I don't know about the other 2. I just kind of got them without
One
checking
might
their
be a
file.
senior cadet. Do you want me to double check?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
can.
let's double check.
Yeah. He said
But,
something
yeah,
like
one hostage, 2 shooters on the outside. No. I'm gonna try and find out what.
Did any of you mention that you were a senior cadet?
No, I'm hoping that I'll be there soon.
Good.
Right,
Good, I'm
okay.
glad. Thank you. I got a couple of
Yeah, not a
reported
senior.
back from me, just kind of milling
Okay.
about the place. So nothing bad's happening out here. Okay, how's the hostage on the inside? How you doing, sir? You okay?
I'm fine. They've, treated me fine. It's
Not a senior.
they ain't treating me bad. They ain't hurt me. They been real nice.
Okay. And these horses on the outside here, Mr. Buchanan, I presume these are yours.
Yeah, if there's 4 horses out there in front. Those are all those are ours. If you don't mind, if you not tampering with them,
Yep.
Sorry, sir. Martial law.
Just what I think is what's going on right here.
Yeah, the bank is being robbed. Martial law. If you
Oh,
wouldn't mind
shit,
staying
sorry to hear
inside, or
about that, pal. Yeah, I'll get inside.
all right, thank you.
I'll get inside in a moment. I apologize for all this going on. Must be really stressful or whatever.
I would imagine so, but yeah, get yourself tucked away in case everything pops
Yeah,
off.
I'll take covers in case things pop off. I'll hide and take covers or whatever.
All
Be
right.
safe, pal. Don't
Yes.
Don't get shot or whatever.
I'll try not to. Thank you, sir.
You want me to help you?
I'm courteous at least.
No, sir. Just get yourself to safety.
Sure.
We always gonna get bad reputation.
Can confirm they've been real nice.
That's good news. I love a nice bank
Now-
robber.
Now, just so we could get this clarified, obviously y'all can't chase, can't not chase us because it's your duty. But could you, when we turn around that corner, y'all can start chasing us then for the guarantee the safety of this hostage? Just, if we could agree upon that.
I'll tell you what. I'm not in the market and agreeing that I'm not going to be up your ass chasing you out of town. But what I can agree to is that you won't have any violence and I will give you some breathing space. It's my best interest that your boys don't turn around and slug my deputies, right? So no deputies are going to be opening fire on you in town and certainly be giving you some space so you can try and get the fuck out of here. I can tell you there's a lot of people out here are scared. They heard the big boom and they probably saw you coming in with your masks on. So,
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I understand. And also, I do have one
Yeah.
more request.
I think
here in the Buchanan boys, we like, marking the things we've done and all that. And I'm,
I think all 4 of us
they
are going to be
probably
chasing
gonna,
them
carve
and
my,
leaving
little
a
initials
cadet
and
with
in
the
one of the bricks out here, if you don't mind me doing that. It shouldn't take too long, maybe 10, 15 seconds. Just gonna do it with my knife. If y'all can allow me that, please.
I mean, I'd rather you don't. I'd rather you don't do that, to be honest. You're going to get another charge of vandalism and all that shit if you do it. It ain't worth it, right? It ain't worth it. I mean, I can't stop you. Don't get me wrong. I'll tell you what, Mr. Buchanan. You do your thing. You're already robbing a bank. You're already in deep here. I need a moment to speak to my deputies. Don't come outside until I say so, if you don't mind.
Oh, I understand that.
Thank you. Okay. How many do we have? Likely. So there's
4.
5 of us. There's 5 of us now if Lynn's tagging in.
No, Lynn's injured.
I can stay here and lock up. I got the strawberry and saw that you didn't have any other respondents, so...
Okay, do you want to go with 4 of us then? You up for it? Us 4?
Yeah.
Before V6, so we'll have to play offense, defense, but...
You're going after 4 or 6 of them? I didn't realize there were so many.
Yeah, there's 6 of them. 2 on the outside. Anybody else responding to this? Do we know?
I can check, but...
I didn't see any when I was in Strawberry.
Deputies, you out there? We're ready to go.
Yeah, give us just one moment, sir. I'll be right with you. I'm on my way back right now.
If you need an extra hand as somebody to get shot at, I can be there, but I haven't shot in...
No,
with my
I don't
right
want
hand
you.
in, like,
I
a
don't
week,
want you coming in
so-
on this, Lynn. To be honest, given what you're
Yeah.
recovering from, let's
Yeah.
go with 4. We can at least chase him out of town. Give him a bit of a chase. If he gets to a gunfight, we can play defense. We don't have to pursue all the way. and just see what we can do with 4 of us. I'm not about to let a bank robbery go unanswered.
Right.
Yeah.
Understood.
All right.
Which way are they leaving?
They're going to be leaving this way.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Buchanan, give me a moment, okay? We're ready for you to come out. Oh, look, there's a fair few deputies on the outside. You can have at least 4 of us chasing you down. I'm going to be joining that party, so perhaps we can get real acquainted. Maybe some other deputies coming to town, but you won't have any more than that, okay? We'll stress you the man on the right-hand side of the door. He's an undersheriff, a very trusted man. He's going to take
Stay
the hostage
mobile.
away from you.
Yeah.
All right?
I don't know where the fuck
Alright,
the
alright,
other two are at.
now, do I have that guarantee I could do that little carving or initial? It's not gonna be too hard on the brick. Just a little bit.
Look, you're already robbing the bank, partner.
I mean, I understand you're gonna give me a vandalism charge for it, but you know, I'm already in deep shit if that's what you said. So
Exactly.
a little bit more is not.
You
gonna
do
be
what
that
you
bad.
got to do. I'd say you're already in pretty deep, so if you're going to cough some wood into the wood, please be my guest.
All right, now we're gonna be coming out, deputies. You know, and the hostage can stay with us for coming out.
If we take fire on the crossroads, try and loop around.
Okay.
Try and break line of sight with one of them.
Yeah, okay.
There's 2 shooters on the outside, remember?
Yeah. I'm thinking we just keep going straight. If they break off right and we take fire on that crossroad, we just keep going straight and then loop back to the right. At least not have the 4 shooting at us.
Just you join me over here, sir.
Let's play defense where we can here, okay? As much as we want to get these folk, we're going into a pretty outnumbered situation.
Roger.
All right, I'm the undersheriff. Let's go.
Going right.
Going right.
Yeah, Brad.
Heading west. About the telephone
Heading
station.
west.
Don't push your horses yet.
Go get up, deputy.
Sticking on the road.
I'm not seeing 2 others.
Yeah, they're on the outside somewhere, so I don't know how far on the outside we're talking.
Right.
Picking it up here.
They might have a wagon ready.
Picking it up.
Picking up.
They're all from Butcher's Creek, though I'll admit they ain't dressed like they're from Butcher's Creek. This could just be some kind of ruse.
Okay.
Going right.
Going right.
Dead north, off road.
Dead north off road.
Sheriff's Department, stop the horses. Come on now. Northeast, north.
North again.
Alright.
Northeast.
I think they're going down the ravine.
Yeah. Careful here.
Into the ravine. I'll go rear.
Use the time to rest. Going across.
No, shooting.
On the rocks.
Looks like they've all dismounted. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Lorde, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, play defense here as best as we can, folks.
Holding here.
Holding here.
Yeah, keep the horses safe as best as we can. We're gonna need our horses.
They're hiding behind the rock.
Use the bushes if you can. That fellow on the right rock, try and get him. Yep, focus on the trees. Don't let him push up from that tree.
Might have put one down in the tree, maybe.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Reloading as well. If you can see their horses, shoot them down. We've
Alright.
already started this play fight.
I don't see. Oh.
Now watch that tree. There's one out.
The ride's overextending.
They're
Reloading
pushing
again.
back. They're pushing back.
I'm only
They're
seeing two
moving
shooters
behind
at
the
this tree,
rock.
you know? Where's the other?
I'm seeing one in the middle, two on the right. Keep an eye out on the left hand side. They don't want to get flanked.
Yeah, I'm watching the left as best as I can.
Yeah, I've got the right. I'll keep an eye on the rock.
Reloading.
Fall off the tree who's closest if we can. He's moving back now.
They're falling back.
Yeah.
No eyes.
All right, I'd say let's move left.
Moving
Moving
left.
left.
Let's go to the house
On
left
you.
on me. Lord, let's go.
Yeah.
I hear
Movement
Oh,
southeast.
shit.
They're still there. Same position.
Same position.
Yeah, I think so. Kind of hard to see with the fog, but I think they grouped up.
Is everyone okay?
Where's the sheriff? I see him.
We seeing any of them?
I have no movement on my side.
Unless they've dropped down to the beach, I think they were in the same spot.
Let's check left.
Yeah.
Moving with you.
This fog couldn't have come at any worse fucking time.
Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly check my gun real quick.
They need horses, so Valentine potentially. I'm fairly certain they didn't mount them.
They have to come through here. There's no way they're gonna go around. That'd be a stupid move. But then again,
All right.
They could
Let's
go
push
back
up
to
on
our horses. They could take our horses.
Careful here at any point, okay?
Mhm.
We come under fire, we're going right to where we were previously.
gotcha. Going right if we take fire.
Those might be wolves over there.
Got a wolf?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, they ain't here. They took the beach. Would have seen him by now. Hold up, hold up.
What you got? On the sheriff.
Okay, looks like they might be on horseback.
That was bloody sneaky. Where did they go?
Towards Blackwater.
They must have done. Unless they took to the lake.
Possible. This ridge line's a nice one for him to use. Okay. Let's go to Wallace Station. On me, let's go.
Hot.
On the sheriff. Go left. Got through the trees.
On the
Bad.
road.
Go left.
They're all saying they're from Butcher's Creek, yet none of them were dressed like Butcher's Creek, so I'm conscious they might want to change. They're all wearing fairly fancy suits from what I could see.
You
Did
said you
any
knew
of
him,
them say
right?
their names?
Black.
Yeah.
Buchanan boys apparently is the name that they gave.
Yeah, I think Buchanan, Lloyd, Button, or whatever her name was. There were more of them. But yeah, they are from Butcher's Creek.
Right.
Unless they're stupid cannons.
Don't go on the bridge here, stay left.
Staying left. It wasn't Beowulf, it was... Gosh, I can't remember his name. It was really strange. Can't see any horses.
Howdy, folks.
Oh my god.
How are you all doing?
Me?
Really empty there. Bonjour.
Hello.
If you were wanting for a train, you might have just missed it. It was just now returned back to its depot. Thomas, yes, of course. I would very much appreciate it.
Sorry to interrupt y'all. Did y'all have any groups riding past here? 4 to 6 in size?
I did not see any groups.
Absolute NPC dialogue. It was so impressive.
No, I mean, you might be able to ask these folk, but
No. Yes, I cannot say I've seen anything outside of the usual, apart from the beautiful sights that the train has provided us.
Glad to hear you enjoyed your train ride. Sorry to interrupt you, so we're just kind of in a rush.
No, of course not.
by all means.
Always happy to contribute to my knowledge.
Stay safe
Yeah,
out there.
thank you.
Am I hearing horses?
Sheriff, you want a tip sent out?
Thank you.
Again?
So Thomas, you said yes.
You want a tip sent out?
Yeah, let's get it.
Valentine. Can I call him Thomas? Thomas. What about Tom?
Where did they go, man? It's crazy. The fog, dude.
Fine, Thomas it is. I will heed your warning. Thank you again.
I calm it with my mind.
No, I would very much not like to test my luck and the strength
Oh,
of my
where did they
ribs.
go?
If they are the people that I think they are, they
Thank you.
would
Thomas,
probably actually go to Butcher's Creek.
Schaefer.
Okay.
Yeah, the Butcher's Creek or the what is
Emerald
that,
Range?
No, the Beaver's Hollow or whatever it's called. There's that cave system.
If right.
All right. Valentine.
That's up by
what a
Butcher's
charming
Creek. I
town.
feel like that's where I would hide.
Oh, sorry. If they are actually from Butcher's Creek
Yes,
and
I
the people
feel
that I
quite
think they
disgusted.
are, that steal boots,
Good luck,
Well-
deputies.
they could
Yeah.
go towards the Emerald Ranch to the circus tents to change there.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Let's go to Valentine, see if we can grab a couple more deputies. Go and see if we can find these folk. Do you know if they're wanted for more of these people?
Stealing boots. Pretty sure they robbed somebody who came into Butcher's Creek. They've been a complete nuisance for the past maybe week, maybe two, but yeah.
Let's slow up, deputy party. Let's let these folk carry on about their journey. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, absolutely.
Bonjour.
Going left.
Perhaps they were just dressed up for the bank situation.
Well, I suppose they've been robbing people and robbing shoes, so maybe they're selling them or something. I ain't too sure. You know, they sold my boots.
What do they want your boots for?
I don't know. They think that the lawmen are devils. Sam, did they by any chance at any point call you a devil?
No.
Might not be them then.
Keep
Maybe
going.
somebody pretending to be them.
Yeah, there was a lot of woo-wees and yee-yees.
Oh yeah, no, it's them. It's them.
It was kind of cool to have them open fire from the ridgeline as soon as we got to the river. I thought maybe they were going to do something like that, but it was cool to happen either way. When they took us down into that ravine and we turned that corner, I sort of had a weird feeling that something like that was going to happen, you know. And that kind of creeps up on me a lot, though, because
yeah,
people taking us into little enclosed spaces and narrow bridges and shit. I'm gonna grab some bullets just in case.
Okay. Looks like we got some deputy parties up in Annesburg. I'm going to break off. I'm going to go and meet Archie. So what I'd recommend we do is if you three head out towards Annesburg, we've got 3 there. We can then comb the areas for whatnot we need to try and find.
I'm gonna try and split off and head to bed, but I can accompany y'all to Annesburg if you want.
It's alright. You can go sleep. It's alright.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, get some rest.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna sleep in Valentine. Wish me luck.
Take care.
All right, you two can come. I'm going to be heading out that sort of way anyway. So.
Okay.
Good seeing y'all.
Yeah.
How familiar are you two with Ghost of Roanoke?
Not very.
Yeah, only what I've picked up
Mm.
here and there.
I know it's a copycat. I know he's very violent.
Yeah, I'm fairly
And-
certain someone's just identified him going into the Legion pools, like right now.
Alright. At this time?
Yeah, like right now, as he's been seen with his white mask
Oh.
and his horse.
Alright, okay.
I'm gonna go and have this conversation with Archie, see what it's all about, given that it's overdue anyway, so he's probably not even there.
Okay.
Obviously, we got bank robbers potentially going to Butcher's Creek. So let's get out to Emerald quickly. Let's send a telegram. We can all link up and we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like a
If
plan.
Archie's not there, I'll regroup with you quickly. Pick it up.
Picking up.
Would it potentially be easier if we just followed you to the meeting, or is that going to spook him if he is there?
It'll spook him.
Alright. This song, I think I got it out of the John Wick TV show. You remember that fucking John Wick TV show that came out last year, and it was fine. It was pretty mid, but it was fine. Dude, this song was in one of the episodes. I was like, what the fuck is it? I've never heard this song in my life. So good. Just so catchy. Puts me in a good mood. I don't know what it's called or who it's by. It's probably really, really famous, and I've just never heard of it, but it's a little catchy little song, man. Back in the New York groove. Sand loves running his horses ragged, doesn't he, dude? He didn't give a fuck, dude. He's like, rest?
There is no rest. The criminals don't rest. I don't rest. You hear me? God damn it.
Which one is Elysian Pools? Yeah, this one.
All right, let's go. I told him you two are going to Annesburg. I'm going to the lab. I'm not back in 45 minutes from now. It's on the hour. Come and get me. I'll probably be in Van Horn.
All right.
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
All right, what does the ghost look like? Wears a bloody white mask, is that right?
Yeah, something like that. I ain't too sure myself. All I know is that it's a man by the name of Elijah, I think.
All right. He's a bloody nightmare.
Yeah, he is. I should probably pick up.
Yeah. I'll just follow you around like a little puppy dog, don't worry. Tell me where to go and what to do and where to sit.
All right, that's one way to put it, but sure. Down the hill. Careful.
You're more experienced than I am. I'm still a cadet.
You're still a cadet.
Yeah, sometimes
Sure thing you are, Lord.
I feel like it sometimes.
Well, no, I don't know everything too.
I'm just going to pretend that you do for
Wait,
the
hold
night.
on. Something's loud. Oh, it's just a wagon. All right. Let's just go slowly here. Don't reveal yourself too much, but I'm gonna get us. Is there any activity in there? Can't really tell.
Yeah.
Alright.
If we go over to that little bridge that's over here.
No, we need to be further away. Let's go up here.
Right.
If they're in there and they see us, they're gonna know right away.
Yeah.
Are you more familiar with this place or?
No, not really.
Just so you know, I ain't too bloody sure myself.
Yeah, I sort of know patches, but I wouldn't say I'm familiar. Every time I've ever chased anyone up towards Butcher's Creek, they've run into that bloody cave system, though.
Oh, right, okay.
That's why I mentioned it.
Oh, you mean that one right there? I see what you mean.
Yeah, the one with the little, yeah, you can kind of get out the
We're
back.
gonna go slowly, alright? And we're gonna go ahead and see if we can spot anything.
Yeah, alright.
Let's do it quietly.
Recognize that chap back there?
Me?
Yeah, did
No.
you- no.
I thought there was a ranger.
Oh. No horses?
Alright, let's pick up over the hill then. More this way?
There is another way out, but I don't know where it is. On the outside. But I think
Yeah,
we'd
there
see the
is,
horses.
but they wouldn't go there.
Yeah. We're probably just better off heading into Annesburg at this point, right?
Yeah. We need people either way.
Yeah. Blighter started
Hold on,
shooting
I
at us
just
from that
really
ridge
need
line.
to quickly check.
Oh, yeah.
Goddamn complicated, these paths. Go right?
Okay. The two worst people for the
Right
job.
on the left.
Okay.
Careful. Slow down here.
Don't know the ghost of Roanoke. Don't know our way around Roanoke. Have no idea who this gang is. Well, I guess likely.
God damn it.
Didn't see there were supposed to be deputies here.
They did. Where the fuck did they go?
Mercevarian hammer.
We can't really do much without them.
I think they must have gone
Oh.
to Elysium Pool.
Don't question why I was sleeping in there.
All right. No questions asked.
Everything been alright here?
We had a bank robbery in Blackwater. Apparently people from Butch's Creek robbed the bank, but we lost them. So we came here to meet up with the 3 deputies that were supposed to be here, but they ain't here.
Okay.
Mercer and Berry have gone to Elysium Pool to look for the ghost. Perhaps we should
Alright.
just head back over there and see if we can find them. They might run into that group. There's only 2 of
Sand
them.
is meeting Archie?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay.
Said if he doesn't come back in 45 minutes to an hour, he's in that horn to come go get him.
Alright.
Want to head out?
Yeah, sure. I'm just trying to think if we should try and see if the Butchers Creek people are in Butchers Creek or... Wait, so how many deputies went out to see if they can get the ghost of Roanoke?
It says Mercer and Berry. But they came here with Hammer, so I don't know what happened to him. Is he still on duty?
Where are they looking exactly?
Elysium Pool. The ghost was spotted heading towards the Elysium Pool. Which is up by Butcher's Creek anyway, so we can sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone by sort of rolling on through there.
Sure.
Again,
Sure, we
I'm
can go
not
there.
sort of massively familiar with Roanoke, but I can kind of get to and from there at least, I suppose.
If we avoid Butchers Creek and go around again, we can go to Elysian Pool and check.
Yeah.
Because there's just no point going to Butchers Creek with the 2 of us.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, stay safe. You know what? Can you mark us as responding on that tip?
I was going to send a tip, but yeah, that's probably better, isn't it? I hate this fucking death. Alright, let's sneak out.
See anything?
No.
What? Let's go this way.
Yeah.
We'll take a sneaky route.
Yeah, I don't really fancy running into the bloody ghost of Roanoke or that entire group. What are
Well,
they
if
called?
we-
The Buchanan family?
No, it's I ain't even sure what they are called. The Butchers Creek gang, the cousins of Butchers Creek.
Alright.
They call each other cousin.
Oh, okay. I think the report said Buchanan family, that's why I said that.
Alright.
I don't know.
When I met them, they didn't have a certain name. only call themselves cousin.
Cousins of Butcher's Creek.
Something like that. They apparently call even their grandma cousin.
Oh,
I don't know how that works.
yeah, that's bizarre.
Since they weren't there at the camp, I want to go this way. Hold up here just for a second. Okay, let's go back just a tiny bit. To go back through the crossing that we went through.
All right.
But really sucks to run into either of them.
I feel like the best thing we can do right now is gather some information on their whereabouts, and then until we find the other deputies, and we can group up.
The only problem that right now, 6 of our law are in Armadillo. Go down here. Slow up. Cross. So,
That's the way into the caves. We head sort of east over here. That'll take us around to the front of the caves, so the pool is over here somewhere. Maybe we can get a good view.
I'm trying to just... I want to see if the deputies are there.
Yeah.
There's people up there. It sank.
Ah. Found them.
Oh, good God. They found him.
Hello there, once. Come on. Let's, story time. Everyone gather around. What do we got here?
Good evening, Deputy Lorde.
Deputy Lorde and the other one?
Deputy Cody and Lockley.
If she's talking, I can't hear.
Deputy Cody Lockley.
Cody Likely. That's an interesting name. I'm sorry, was it Barry you said? I interrupted you. What were you saying?
Oh, you asked if who knew this area, and fortunately, there was a ghost right as I was a cadet. Did a lot of riding in this area. I learned this area quite a bit.
Oh, good. This will be exciting then. 5 of y'all versus me. Well, that's just, at this point, I'd be suicidal to try to take y'all in a gunfight, so...
Indeed. And I think you're quite a bit smarter than that. Otherwise, you would have been shooting us already.
True. Of course, you did just see me with Donnie Barton and his very fiery red-headed companion.
I'm acquainted.
That you are. Well then,
One man, all alone versus all 5 of you. In this place of Renoke. All these cougars and the way this land can also take care of you if you slide down wrong down a cliffside or anything like that.
So that's the gamble you want to play?
Surely I can't just give myself up. I mean, weighing the pros and cons here. Have a fighting chance trying to run away from 5 deputies, or probably meet an untimely death anyway, via the gallows or this ride the lightning you spoke of.
Electric chair is what they call it.
The electric chair. How quaint. Well, deputies, in that case, night has descended upon us. I think this is the perfect time for me to try to get away if I'm going to.
So be it then.
Good luck.
Mercer on your lead?
Mind the rocks, folks.
Man in the rocks.
Didn't mind the rocks. Oh, absolutely didn't mind the rocks at all. Good thing really, because there's way too many of us chasing just one guy, but it's kind of hard to justify leaving, you know? I don't really know how we can be like, oh, there's...
Watch the rocks.
Looks like you're having a bad time, Roger.
Eyes up, we're in cougar country here.
He's hopping off? Oh my god.
What the hell? Oh shit. Where you going, Roger?
Okay.
Hey, Jesus.
You're just gonna tucker yourself out, Roger.
Yep.
Did you get a lot of cardio in?
Went into the fucking cave.
Yeah, where does that cave leave?
I'm not actually sure. Beaver's Hollow?
Is it a dead end?
No, it's Beaver's Hollow, right?
God damn.
Kinda have to split up a little bit.
Is that Beavers or is that part of Elysian?
It might be Elysian, actually. No, it's Beavers.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, me and Like will
Emu.
stay here and you can try and find the other exits.
That's going to be the main entrance itself.
Alright. I think we'll just hold this position.
I don't want to go in there.
Yeah, I have no
Not
idea
one
what
bit.
where that is.
God, I didn't even know there was a thing.
No.
The horse is running. Wait, I think I see him. He's right there. Do you see? I think he went up. You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright, keep going. I might actually have it that he isn't alright just for the sake of nerfing him for the amount of people that we have against the one guy, but then I mean the player
He went
is
up the hill
OP, so
on the right side, but
okay.
I ain't too sure.
Alright, I'll just
God, these fucking rocks.
I thought I heard heard them go up there as well.
Let's go back towards the same place and left.
Yeah, there is a route up. Where the bloody hell did he come out?
I'm not sure. I look up and I see somebody running. Where the fuck would he go?
Shots to the right.
Oh my god, don't go here.
Oh, too late. What I'll do is I won't bandage that little bit of damage there. Let me roll a dice. Fucking 10.
No more shots?
I don't know what that means. Maybe have him be a little bit scuffed around the edges.
Let's check this place on the right.
Yeah. There's horses in there.
They're probably inside.
Yeah. I figure I just won't bandage that little bit of damage there. A bit like what happened with Levi when he got bit by the snake and couldn't make the jump. That way if something happens to me and I get injured, it's kind of fair. Although, to be honest, I've done this on Levi so many times. It's weirdly easy to lose a big group when you're alone. So much easier than when you have even one other person with you.
I don't think they're here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
God damn it. Alright. Anyone in here?
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you upstairs?
Okay.
Right. We're coming up.
He must have. Are you coming up, likely?
Yeah, we're coming up. We're coming up.
Okay.
There is some sort of hole that he went into, and as you were going away, I saw his horse, running off, and then I see over the hill he's running. So he ran towards Annesburg way.
Okay.
But we lost him because we went the slightly wrong path.
That's alright. Let's get our horses, get back together, and get to Ansburg.
Alright.
Yeah.
There's also a situation. We came here because bank robbers from Bush's Creek went to Blackwater, robbed the bank, and ran off. So they could be in Bush's Creek right now.
Yeah, I read our Barry told us about that.
We did. They did fire on us.
I would like to get towards Ansburg and see where some of our other department members are, saying as Roger's looking for one of us specifically at the moment.
Who's he looking
Dan
for?
should be in a group. He was in that group that was in the bank robbery, so he should be with people. But that was quite a bit ago, so you never know. Worst part is that bastard's probably watching us from a hill right now laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knows this place like the back of his hand, though, right?
Of course. We'll ride through Butcher's and then make our way to Ansburg.
Would anybody be able to recognize, I think they might be the Buchanan family or gang or something like that?
I recognize a few of them, yeah.
Okay. That's who robbed the bank. They drew us across the river and started firing at us. And then we lost
They're
them
the
in the
ones that
fog.
call the Lorde Devils, right?
Yeah.
So it's Lloyd in them?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I know who that is. Slowing down towards a canter.
Slowing.
Going left.
Left
Turning
turn.
left.
No signs of anybody.
No. Just more blasted fog. In one hell of a foggy night. I think Mother Earth is on their side.
It's part of the charm of Roanoke.
Is there charm in Roanoke?
You're asking the wrong person that question in a sarcastic manner, Barry.
I do. I know that you have a soft spot for Annisburg and the area surrounding it.
Picking up a bit?
I don't know. I just have found too many horrible things here to, I guess, find the beauty in it anymore.
I've had good memories out in Roanoke, so...
Sorry, Langley.
It's hard to see the path right now, so bear with me.
I'm alright. How are you?
Gonna ride along the tracks.
Long tracks.
Can I have someone send a check-in once we get here?
Took a week away, and so many things happened in a week.
Blackberry,
Oh!
right?
Oh shit!
Oh my lord. Oh.
You alright, Topanga?
I'm so sorry.
Hey, just shake it off.
Yeah.
You're not the one that needs to be sorry. You were the one that went cartwheeling.
Canyon's not great at short stops. He's real bad-headed.
Well, let's get a tip that we're here, and just get a quick update.
Ghost evaded us again.
His luck will run out one day.
Hello. Howdy. Thanks. Maybe 43 seconds.
Run and grab some water while I can. Disgusting fucking oil water.
gonna check in on Sam in a few minutes.
Is he
Yeah,
in
I think
Blackwater?
he's at the lab, he said.
Yeah, he's at the lab meeting Archie. It's coming up to 45 in a bit, so might as well go take a look. Just make sure he's alright. Never know.
Howdy, Lord.
Evening.
Can't trust dead end gang.
Yeah, no, I don't trust any of it.
Is something going on?
I'll go
No.
check
I
in
think
on
we're
the
gonna-
lab.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Howdy.
I think unfortunately I'm going to have to get a room here in Annisburg and finish up the rest later for that paperwork. Be safe, guys. You have a good night.
Hey, good night, Barry.
Yeah, good night. Out, one in. What did the ghost talk about?
He's just gloating.
What's his deal?
Pretty
What does
much
he want?
that. I don't know. I ain't read too much into the ghost, to be honest. This is my first time meeting him, but apparently he's seen me a few times.
Right. Yeah, I've never seen him before. I wasn't really too aware of the whole situation. Apart from a few.
I was aware of it,
bits.
I just didn't read too much into it. But I check in on saying if anybody wants to come with.
Yeah, we can do that.
Where is Sam?
As well. He's at the lab.
I see.
Where did... I think we're running up to go and see if Sand up at the lab is alright.
Okay. Go right on ahead. I'm gonna be working on paperwork.
Okay. Mercer's staying here to finish up the paperwork.
Let's see. Is Lagley staying as well?
You coming with us?
I'm going to Armadillo.
Okay.
Alright. Take
Alright.
care of yourself. It's nice
Yeah,
to see you.
safe travels.
Likewise, take care.
Found him.
Oh, well, there he is. We found him. You're not
All
dead.
good?
Yeah, we're just about to trot up there.
No, all good. All good. Fucking hell.
I think perhaps I'll take the opportunity to head back to Blackwater and get my head down then before
All
everything
right.
pops off.
Take care of yourself. It's nice to see
Yeah,
you.
be safe.
Yeah, good to see you, chaps. Good night.
Night.
Should have gone with likely, really, but maybe we can catch up. Probably not. Who's this? Hello. You wanna peep me? I'm already on you. What are you peeping at? Oh, there's the bell. Look at that. Took the op just in time. You wanna peep me? I'm already on you, boy. What are you gonna do about it? Kidnap me? Come on now. What the hell do you think's going on here, boy? Take a nice slow ride back to Blackwater. We need a more relaxed song. What do we got? Perfect. What a weird night. Did some training. Straight into a fucking chaotic bank robbery with a weird shootout. And then ran into the fucking ghost of Roanoke. I've never met the ghost of Roanoke before. Personally, I love weirdness. I wonder why. Really, I should go this way, huh? Those poor cadets didn't get to do gun, horseback, gun, what is that called? Training. Horseback shooting? I don't know. And in a way, I guess I was. I fucking love doing that horseback training with Bolton. Do you remember that? Do you remember when she was like, let's see if you can make that shot? And I was like, I mean, alright. And I went, I think I said, I warn you, I was trained by Pointer. And they were like, whatever, dude, shut the fuck up. And I nailed it. Couldn't have been happier. I literally was so excited about it. I also felt like a dickhead, but I felt fucking like... Lucien was like mortified. I felt amazing. Happy enough. It's Maddie Barlow. I've no reason to go over and talk to her, which is annoying because I want to go over and talk to her just to be like, hi, Amelia. Hi, my close personal friend, Amelia. Lucien has no reason to be like, yo, what's good? Hey, Maddie. I'm coming back from Pittsburgh. See you. Ba-la-na-na-na-na-na-na-nam. Ba-ba, 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 ba-ba. Oh, don't do this to me. Let me roll a dice. Lucy. Hi, Jake. It's me, Lucy boy. Lucy boy. Remember in Sons of Anarchy, there was that character that called Juice Juicy. So specific. So the most specific thing to ever say. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. This is not relaxing music that I requested. Neither is this. Also not. Oh, what a fucking absolute banger. No. I mean... Also not really, but this playlist doesn't have any relaxing songs. So... I just wanna mention... But if loving you means hating you, then I refuse. Who's that on the beach? And I refuse. Someone trying to get kidnapped over there, huh? You looking to get kidnapped, love? And remember. My eyes hurt.
Why do my eyes hurt?
Because you have never used them before. What the fuck is that? Is that a cow? Oh.
It's a little deer thing, ain't it?
This is my religion. Let me just chuck a few dollars in the bank. While I got the op. CB carved in the door. Who the fuck is CB?
The cock botherer.
Fuck this, dude. I'm out.